Can you hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me. You can text in the chat room. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to today's masterclass. I will be sharing my screen, doing some introductions about analytics, introducing myself. Then we'll get to the meat of today's masterclass. And I also get to know each and every one of you. Right. So I'm sharing my screen now. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Fantastic, fantastic. I can see some of us saying same. Fantastic. So just give me a second. I want to open my chat room beside here so that I can see everyone's chat as it's coming in. Fantastic. Okay, yes. So today we're having a masterclass about becoming a certified financial analytics professional, right? So welcome, welcome, welcome. I know some of us, this is our first time in a analytics masterclass, while some of us, we have attended a number of masterclasses. Might be financial analytics, might not be financial analytics. So I'll be doing a very brief introduction about analytics, about financial analytics, as well as about myself. And I also like to know each and every one of you. So what's Analytics about? Analytics is an edtech, that's an educational technology firm that is dedicated towards helping Africans enter the tech space, right? We've seen that we have people, we are people who learn easily. We are people who will put our efforts at something, we can achieve the best out of it. And we've seen that some of us are not, and we're not tapping into the tech space. And we're like, the tech space is wide enough, right? It's wide enough, and we can get very, very good jobs with sweet salaries across the globe, not only in your home country, but across the world, right? And we are dedicated towards helping people of the Black community to enter this. And with this, Analytics has done its research to identify programs that are easy to learn, easy to transit, and also the money is good, right? And we have a couple of programs, business analysis, data analytics, and the likes. And one of the programs is financial analytics, which is why we are here. Now, one thing Analytics boasts about is the fact that we have experienced facilitators, right? We have experienced facilitators who work from different spaces. They are currently working in Analytics. We have external facilitators, right? Different places. We have facilitators from PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Apple, Microsoft. Literally, all are not just in Nigeria. We have facilitators in the UK. We have facilitators in Germany. We have facilitators in Ireland. We have facilitators in the US. We have facilitators in Canada. So we have people who have been doing this for over the past 5, 6, 7 years, who have been using these technologies day in, day out, and they are here to help you transition, right? So now just a brief introduction of our co-founders. Analytics was founded by Adeza Suleiman and Ifemena Ipro. These are the co-founders of Analytics. They are experienced data analytics and data science professionals who have worked in top organizations across the world and are dedicating their time to help Africans enter this space, right? So you are going to get this link. You are going to get this brochure. If you stay to the end, you get the recording, and you also get this brochure, which you can click on the links. We have been featured on a number of dailies, Business Day, Nairametrics, Punch, a Tech Point, PR Fire, which is a company in, an agency in the UK. We're basically looking at our efforts across the globe to help people of the Black community to enter this tech space. We are building a community amongst ourselves. So once you attend Analytics, you go through our programs, you join the Analytics alumni. We have regular hackathons where we encourage people to come and showcase your skills, right? Showcase your skills. We have people winning cash prizes, getting jobs, doing different things through our community, right? So this was the Analytics. I think we had the scholarship earlier in the year, I think March or so. We had the scholarship. Then we are also partnering with with organizations, with bodies across Nigeria, across the UK, to encourage people in companies per se. Because in Nigeria, most companies know that they need it, but they don't know what to do. So we are partnering to help organizations to be able to get this necessary technological advancement in their organizations. Right now, a brief introduction about myself. My name is Nene, and I'm a strategic financial planning professional. I have over 6 years experience using analytical tools to guide companies in strategic and operational decision making. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a management and leadership advisor with the Harvard Business Review Advisory Council. I currently work as a senior FP&A, that's commercial finance, with Zillows UK, which is the only authorized licensee of Nike Incorporated in the UK. Right. And prior to Zillows, I worked with Denom Industrial Services in the UK. I worked with KPMG. I worked with Bank of America. I worked with Loras. I worked with Sterling Bank. I worked with Leadway. I worked with a couple of places, right? And here I am today. And I will be taking you through today's masterclass. I would like to get to know where everyone is joining us from. I would like to know 3 things about you. I'd like to know your name. I'd like to know what you do. Are you in finance? Are you in the insurance space? What exactly do you do? You don't have to give me nitty-gritty. Then also, I would like to know your location. So I'm Nene, I'm commercial finance, and I'm in the UK. You can type in the chat room, that's fine. Or you can raise up your hand and I will call you. So you can type in the chat room or you raise up your hand. Okay, fantastic. I have Emmanuel from Cotonou, who is a marketing data analyst at PhD Media, fantastic. I have Abim Bola, who is an educationist, fantastic. I have Tunde, who is a Forex trader, fantastic, fantastic. I would like to get to, because this will help me in tailoring the masterclass to you. So I need to know where we are, what we are currently doing. So we have Shola from in finance in the UK. We have Elizabeth, a researcher in Kenya. Fantastic. This is the beauty of virtual learning, the fact that people in different environments can get the same level of training, get the same level of understanding from qualified people at the same time, from the comfort of your home. All right, so fantastic. Thank you very much. Abiola, tax analyst, Nigeria. I'm saying Adzege, payroll analyst, Nigeria. Fantastic. So I see that we are from different walks of life. We have people in tax, have people in payroll, have people in core finance, have people in accounting, different ways. So that's fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much and welcome to today's masterclass. Right now, just a brief introduction of financial analytics itself. What is financial analytics all about? What is financial analytics all about? Right. So now, financial analytics is saying, see, you are a finance professional, you're interested in the finance space, and you have been hearing data analytics, data science, data this, data that. We are saying that the fact that you want to enter tech doesn't mean you have to go completely different from what you're doing. You're already in finance, you're a finance enthusiast, right? You have some level of interest. So now we have people who are experienced, right? Fantastic. We have people who have some level of interest in finance, and they're saying, I'm interested in finance and I want to be in the tech space. I was saying, how do we intersect these two? And that is one of the reasons why Analytics developed what we call financial analytics. Financial analytics is simply where data meets finance, right? So are you looking to have a good understanding on the current financial position of a company, to analyze financial statements, to provide strategic insight? One thing I tell people, right, is that finance is moving fast past operational finance, right? And if you are in operational finance, you'll see that the level of previously, maybe 10 years ago, they needed 10 people to do the job, right? And now you see that maybe just need 3 people or 2 people to do that same job. Why? Because technology has come in and made more efficient. So what to take hours or what to take days, weeks before, and they had to get 10 people to do the same job, the same thing, right? To get 10 people to do the same thing in order for them to meet up with the deadline. Now, different technologies are coming out different technologies are coming out, and people who know how to utilize these technologies, right, are replacing these people that were doing it manually, right? So the thing about technology is that it is not taking away jobs, right? Technology is going to help those who understand how to use it to get those jobs, to get higher paying salaries, to be more strategic. Because now, instead of you using your time to be manually imputing data, instead of you using your time to be editing certain things, you are being more strategic. You are identifying insights, you are grasping insights from the data, right? Before, people, companies used to record, you used to have large folders of receipts, where if you want to track any record, you have to go through different folders in order for you to track that record. Now, all you need to do is go on the software and get that data and get that receipt or get that transaction, and that's it. So all the manual work has been eliminated. So finance is gradually, it has moved, right? Let me say the truth. Finance has moved from operational finance to strategic finance. And especially as you're climbing your career, you want to be more strategic. You want to be more useful and relevant in decision making. And this is where financial analytics comes into play, right? So analyze financial statements to provide strategic insights. To develop sound financial planning and forecasting skills. Companies want to know, this decision that we're about to make, does it make financial sense? Is it sustainable? Is it feasible? Will investors be interested? How can you answer these questions when you don't have any data supporting it? We are talking about, we want to do this project right now. In the next 5 years, where will we be? Will we make money? Will we not make money? And do you know the beautiful thing about this is that these kind of conversations are not just had by startup firms, by firms that are just coming up, right? It's actually even hard. They are really, really hard by companies who are existing, by established companies, because they know that if they make a mistake, every mistake they make, it will be costly for them because they are very large, right? And that's why you see a lot of consulting firms, people trying to, companies trying to meet consulting firms, right, to be able to answer 1 or 2 questions, right? Now, I tell people, as a strategic financial planning professional, you are an internal consultant. And that's why I say you are very strategic, you are very useful and relevant in decision making. So these are the things that the financial analytics program is about giving you the relevant technical skills, about building you to be that strategic financial professional whose voice is very, very relevant in decision making. Are we together? You can put an emoji, give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji, type yes in the chat room. I'd like to know that we're together. Fantastic. I've seen only one yes. Is there only one person that's okay? Fantastic. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Thank you very much. If you have a question, don't hesitate. Type in the chat room. I am here for you. So now, just like what we were saying, financial analytics is basically talking about analyzing financial data, basically. And we're saying that financial data will be one of the greatest differentiators, in the next 2 to 3 years, right? Just like the way we said that literally 5-7 years ago, we had 10 people doing the job of what right now today only 2 people are doing, right? So you can see technology is revamping the way at which we work, right? So he or she who unlocks the realm of financial data analytics will use it strategically to win. Remember, the goal is for us to be strategic. The goal is for us to be relevant in decision making. The goal is for us for our voice to be really very, very relevant. We are no more operational people, but we are strategic people. That is the goal. Okay, so we are going straight into our masterclass. Now, what we want to do today is to have a very practical session, right, on how data analytics or data analytics tools are very, very relevant are relevant to us as finance professionals, right? So today we'll be looking at one of the banks in Nigeria. We'll be looking at one of the banks in Nigeria to say what's going on, right? We're going to use Power BI today to just gain some insights into what into what this, or into the performance of the organization, right? So I think Priscilla should, please, it's imperative for you to fill the attendance form. If you don't fill the attendance form, you will not be able to get the recording, you won't be able to get the materials for today's class. It is important, it is imperative that you fill the attendance form. That is the sure way to get materials from today's class. Thank you very much. Okay, let me see. Sorry. Yes, so I have my, give me a second. I'm going to show you how I got this up. So basically all I did was to go to your Google and I Googled GTB annual report. Right? So GTB, just random Google. So I'm going to do this, but I want us to just listen. Some of us, we have good understanding of Power BI. Some of us don't. Just listen to me and understand what I'm doing, right? Try to participate, right? Try to participate. And as we are going through the program, if you have questions, ask your questions. If you don't have questions, just listen. When we are done, you will get your recordings. You can practice and share with us on the group. I believe everyone is on the WhatsApp group, so you can share on the WhatsApp group, right? So when you Google GTB annual report, you click on it. This will come up. So literally just look for the one that has GTB and Guarantee Trust Bank and click on annual reports. Now there's 2022 annual report. You click on this and you get this, right? So I'm going to copy the link. This is the link for everyone, just for future reference. Priscilla is going to share it with you also at the end of the program with the materials and the recordings, just for you to have that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the operating segment of GTB. Okay, so this is GTB's annual report. Are we together? I need to see a thumbs up. I think are we together? Okay, fantastic. So now what we want to do today is just to develop a very simple dashboard utilizing Power BI, right? And this will help us to analyze GTB's annual report. The first question you need to ask yourself, the first couple of questions you need to do, you need to ask when you are about creating a dashboard, we are about to do an analysis, what exactly are you looking for? What exactly are you interested in? Because what one person might be interested in is not what another person might be interested in. So that means you have to do an analysis based on your what audience. So now let's assume we work in XYZ Bank, who is just starting in Nigeria, right? XYZ Bank that is about to start in Nigeria, that just started in Nigeria, and all of us like this work with the finance in the finance department, commercial finance department, and our CFO says we need to understand how GTB's performance is. We need to understand what is contributing the most to GTB's revenue, what GTB's performance has been over the past couple of years, right? So are we together? So now we're going to first of all search, because what we are looking for in this annual report, you have to have an idea of what it is. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to clear my screen so that please don't write on my screen so that everybody can see what I'm doing. Fantastic. So I'm going to, I typed operating segment, so segments. So operating segments. Now this is the page you are looking for. This is operating segment information for December 2022. This is what we're interested in. This. Now, fortunately for us, this page and this page number are exactly the same thing. However, in situations whereby you are getting data from a PDF, and this page and this page are not, this page number and this page number are not the same thing, work with this page number, ignore this page number. Is that fine? Is that fine? I love interaction, so please respond to me. Fantastic.
Which page number should?
Fantastic. So So that's page 214. Now we're going to open our Power BI. So if you do not have Power BI, I think Priscilla will send a link to download Power BI, right? You can download Power BI. You can literally Google download Power BI online and you can get a free version, right? So I'm just going to show you what to do. So now, Power BI is one of the data analytics tools, right? It's one of the analytical tools that are very, very useful, right? They are very, very useful to professionals, right? To analytical professionals. And that's what we're trying to say. These are data analytics tools that are very relevant and useful to you as finance professionals. Now, there's a whole lot of things surrounding Power BI, which we definitely cannot get into today because of the length of our time, right? But these are the things that we'll be breaking down for you in the main program. But that's by the way, right? So I'm just going to show you how to import your data, right? And create a very simple dashboard that is relevant for decision making, right? So now we're going to insert. Now, home, and you click on get data. Get data. Look at one thing I love about Excel Power BI is when you hover your mouse around the buttons, the ribbons, right? They tell you, they give you a prompt. They don't say, I've opened this 20 times, you should know what it is. No, they still, give you a prompt. So now, see what it said. The moment I put my mouse over get data, I say connect to data from multiple sources. And now if I click this arrow, you can see I can get data from Excel. I can get data from other Power BI data sets, data flow, like that. But what we're interested in, right, is data from web. Because this GTB annual report, we did not download it. The more when you click on the GTB annual report, it will open on your web browser. If you've downloaded it, you can click on PDF, but that's not, we are not doing that today. That's on the web. So click on web. Now, for this, you need to have, for it to connect to web, you need to have internet on your laptop. You understand? And exactly the link I pasted above is the same link that I have pasted here. Press OK. Now, it might take longer to load, it might take a shorter time. You're just going to wait for it to load. It is normal. So if you are waiting for it to load, just know Nene says it is normal. And this is the same thing on both Excel and Power BI. Right. And the tool that is being used by Excel and Power BI to extract data from different sources is the Power Query tool. Right, it's a Power Query toolbox, which when this loads, you're going to see it perfectly clear. So now what page did we load? And that's why you see that it is essential that we have an idea of what page we are looking for. Page 214. Page 214. So you can just easily type 214 and it comes out. Now, you're not looking for table 214. You are looking for the table within page 214. Now, if you can't type like this, there's no problem. All you have to do is to scroll down and look for page 214. Remember, it is not table 214. It is whatever table in page 214. Sometimes you might have multiple tables in page 214. Maybe there's a table above and there's a table beneath. That is fine. You click the one that is necessary. If you're looking at table above, you click table whatever 214. And the one below 214, so whichever one you're interested in. Fortunately for us, this page just has one table. I'm just going to scroll down. Right, I'm just going to scroll here and see 214. Now, this is table 409 in page 214. Sorry, can you see my screen? Someone says they can't see my screen. Can we all see my screen? Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to click on this and our data comes out. Now, I'm going to click transform data. Using the Power Query option, you can do what we call the ETL function. Now, has anybody here heard of the ETL function? Has anyone heard of the ETL function? Who wants to help me out? Exactly, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is spot on. ETL means what? Extract, transform, and load. Now, this is saying that with the Power Query tool, right, within Excel and Power BI, you can extract data from whatever source, transform it within Power BI, within Power Query rather, and load it whether to your Excel, to your Power BI, to whatever tool that Power Query is connected to. Does this make sense? I need your response. You know, you're not practicing, you're just feeling with me. So you need to be listening and trying to understand what I'm saying. Fantastic. You can also give me a thumbs up in case you don't want to type. Fantastic. I love that. So now we have seen this data, but we have extracted it, but instead of us just loading it, we'll click on transform data. Now, please, your interface might be different from mine, but the logic is exactly the same. If you try this on Excel, try it on Power BI, your interface might be different from mine, but the logic is exactly the same, right? So I click on transform data. Now, can you see the Power Query editor popped up? Now it has extracted it. Now I am going to transform it. I'm going to transform it within Power Query. Now, why do I need to transform it? Now, let's go back to the PDF. Let's go back to the PDF, please. So if I scroll down to see where am I? Anyway. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah. So if I scroll down, now you and I know that if you want to read this page, you should either turn your head like this. You should either turn your head like this, or you turn it here. Right? Either you turn your head. Right. Sorry, let me go to page 214 because yeah, okay, this is correct. Now, you and I know that in order for us to read this page, we should turn our head. But do you know the thing? Power Query doesn't know that. Power Query does not know it at all. So instead of Power Query to turn its head, right, and take it like this, rather what it did was, this is the normal way it is. It took it like this, row by row by row. So it took total as a row, total continuing operations as a row. All right, public sector as a whole, as a row, SME banking as a row, and took that total, this corporate, all of them as a column. Meanwhile, you and I know that we have to turn our head. So now, can you see why we need to transform the data in Excel? Can we see this now? Hello, my people. Fantastic. Remember, I love participation, because when you participate, you give me thumbs up, you say yes, I know that you're with me, you're following. Now, some of us, this is our first time hearing this, listening to this, so I understand. I'm going to take it slowly, right? I'm going to give as much explanations on it as possible. However, if you have questions, raise up your hand. Do not unmute yourself so you don't distract the class. Raise up your hand and I will respond to you, or you can type a question in the chat room, right? Yeah. So now let's go back to our Power Query. Can you see what I'm saying? Total is taking it like this. Meanwhile, it's not supposed to be like that. So that means we have to transform this data ourselves. So click on transform. Don't worry, I'm going to get the recording, so don't be afraid. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do, right, is to reverse our column, our rows. Now, why are we reversing rows? We are reversing rows because you and I know that total is supposed to be the end, and in thousands of naira is supposed to be the beginning, right? However, Power Query does not know that. This is 2022 annual report. I sent the link earlier. I'm going to send it again. Right? This is 2022 annual report for Guarantee Trust Bank of Nigeria. of Guarantee Trust Fund, the holding company, basically. Yeah, so I'm going to click reverse rules. So now when I click on this reverse rules, right, this in thousands of naira will come to the top and this total will come to the bottom. Now, as we are doing every step we do, watch here, it will tell you the applied steps. So you have an idea of everything you have done to this data set. Now, source, navigation, chain type, it has brought that here. This is what came out, right? For everything, for us to get to this page, everything we have clicked has gotten us here. So now I'm going to click reverse rules. Now, so I told you there's always a prompt. Invert this table such that the last rows are what displayed first. So I'm going to also click on reverse rules. Now we have what in thousands of naira, corporate, retail, business, commercial, SME, public sector, total continuing total. Can we see that? Now, for this that we're going to, what we are doing in our, what we want to do is to find out how each segment performs, right, to in GTB's operations, right? Now, for those of us who are wondering what operating segments are, I don't think I explained it initially. For operating segments, basically segment or business units within an organization that have their own contribution to the profit or the performance of the business. Now, so operating segments could be business units like this, or they could be geographical units, right? And in according to one of the IFRSs, I think IFRS 8, or I can't remember, most companies that have multiple operating segments must talk about the operating segments. However, some companies might not separate it like this, they might separate it geographically, right? So what I'm trying to say is that in major big firms that you see them having different businesses, you check Dangote report, Nigeria breweries, you will see something as regards segments. So what we are doing right now, you can try it for Dangote, you can try it for Nigerian breweries, all companies that have different business units, right? So whatever company is in your location, I know we have people from Cotonou, we have people from Kenya here, so whatever organization is top in your area. So yeah, so now that we have reversed this, right, we are going to remove these last two columns. Why? Because we do not need total continuing, we do not need total. Excel can help us. I say Excel, Power Query can help us do everything we want utilizing Power BI. My video should be spotlighted, so I don't know why you are seeing someone else's video. You shouldn't be seeing another person's video, you should only see my video. Okay, you're using your phone. Sorry, give me a second. Let me. Priscilla, please help me lock people's videos. I can't do that from here. Priscilla, help me do that, please, so that I don't get distracted. Thanks for that, Hafsat. Okay, so yes, as I was trying to say, we don't need this last two, so we're going to delete these two columns. So still, under home, you see you can remove column, you can remove row, whatever you want. I'm not going to take us through all the peripherals in Power Query, Power BI. We can't do all of that in today's mini class, in today's master class. I'm just going to give you the high level things you need for this analysis, right? So remove rows. When you click remove rows, remove bottom rows. Power Query is going to ask you what bottom rows. Now we want to remove the last two rows. So I'm going to write 2 and press OK. And the last 2 rows, excuse me, have been removed. And remember, everything you do, you will see the applied steps here. So remove bottom rows, right? So now that we are done with that, I'm going to go back to transform, and I'm going to say these column headers use as first row. This first row use as column header, so that I know that this is revenue, this is derived from customers, this is derived from that, and everything. Now, if I go back to our annual report, you can see that revenue has its row, right? So revenue doesn't have anything there. Can you see that? derived from, there's revenue derived from external customers, derived from other business segments, total revenue, and the likes and the likes and the likes. So you can see each of them have their rules. So one thing you have to take note of is what are the columns, what are the rows that you're interested in. Give me a second. I'm trying to convert it to 1-4 so you can see very well. Okay, one more time. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so now we can all see very well, and I believe we should be able to all see it well now. So you can see revenue derived from customers, the likes and the likes and the likes, right? Now, we are, what page of the report? Page 214, page 214, right? So we are going to be interested in not everything, right? We're not interested in everything. We're interested in total revenue. We are interested in net operating income, and we're interested in profits after tax. We're just looking at the performance. We're just looking at the performance. We're not interested in every single thing. So it's important for you to have an idea of the things you are interested in so that you can check that the columns are being read properly. That is something that most people don't do. You need to be sure that the columns are being read properly, because we are leaving these ones as the column headers and these are the rows, right? We have a lot of columns, so we need to ensure that the ones that we're interested in are read properly. Don't worry, you'll see what I'm saying as we go on. So we said we're interested in total revenue, we're interested in net operating income, we're interested in profit after income tax, we're interested in total assets, we're interested in total liabilities. I think that is basically all. And we're also interested in operating expenses. And operating expenses, I think that's all, just those 5 or 6 major touch points. So we said total revenue, net operating income, operating expenses, profit before income, profit after income tax from reportable segment, total assets, total liabilities. Total assets, not total liabilities, total assets, total deposits, incoming, total deposits, and this deposit is deposits from customers and total loan from customers. So that's 6. Sorry, yeah, 6. So total revenue, though I'm just saying it again, so when we get into it, you can see total revenue, net operating income, operating segment, profit after income tax from reportable segments, total assets, loan from customers and deposit from customers. That's 7. Okay, 7. So now that we've identified what we're interested in, let's go back to our Power Query. Now I'm going to change this to operating. I double clicked it, segments, because in thousands of naira is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. But operating segments, you know that these are the 6 operating segments. We have corporate, we have retail, we have business, we have commercial, we have SME bank, and we have public sector. Right. So now this column, you can delete it. We are not interested in that. However, the columns we're interested in, these 7 columns. Okay, I'm going to answer James because I believe you came late. We had started from the beginning with our problem statements. We said that we are a new bank. We work for a new bank in Nigeria, and our CFO, all of us, we're in the finance department, and our CFO has asked us to analyze GTB's performance. And we want to know what segments of GTB contribute the most to GTB. Does that make sense, James? James, does that make sense? You need to respond. Does that make sense to everyone? For those of us who just joined, I might be a bit thrown aback. Does that make sense? So let us scroll to the right. Fantastic. Let us go to the right to see. So we have total revenue. Total revenue reads in numbers. What we're interested in is to see that this 1, 2, 3 is actually reading. Because some places it might not read 1, 2, 3, it might read ABC, it might read text. And honestly, that's how it is. You just have to read it properly. So those 7 points, we just need to check them that they are properly looked at, they are properly recognized. So total revenue, fantastic. Net operating income, fantastic. 1, 2, 3, that is reading numbers. Operating expenses is reading numbers. Next is what? Profit after income tax, reading numbers. Fantastic. Total assets, reading numbers. Fantastic. Loan to customers, fantastic. Deposit from customers, fantastic. So we are good to go. Sometimes people say, oh, you don't have to, but I just like to be careful, right? Otherwise, what might happen is you might eventually do a measure or a calculation, right, in your Power BI, and at the end of the day, it comes out with an error, and you don't have to go back here and check it. Does that make sense? You can give me a thumbs up. So now that we are done with this, nobody's giving me a thumbs up? I want to clear my screen. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. So now that we are done with this, we can click on home. We have extracted, we have transformed, and what have we done now? What do we want to do now? We want to load. So you click close and apply, that is load. So it is loading. So we have extracted, we have transformed, and we are loading. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, it's still loading. Like I said, it might take a second, it might take a minute, 2 minutes. It is normal, right? Whether you're using Power BI, whether you're using Excel, it is normal. Azege, you have a question. Is it related to what we're doing right now, or related to the overall program? I've asked you to unmute yourself. I'm just going to take your question while it's loading. Go ahead, Azege. I've asked you to unmute.
Yes. Hello. I wanted to find out the extraction we're doing, is it from Power BI or from Excel?
Power Query. So
Power Query
option is available in both Excel and Power BI, and that's why
Power BI.
That's why I keep making reference to it.
Okay, so but this one we're doing now is from Power BI.
Exactly. This is Power BI.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Yes, Adewale, page 214, I believe table 409. Now, why I say that focus on the table in page 214, because another interface can have it as table 445, but it is still the same page 214. Do you understand? So don't focus on the table name, on the table number, focus on what table, whatever in page 214. Does that make sense? You just joined iPhone. Our data, so now you can see that the interface here changed. Now, rather than saying get data, it's saying build visuals with your data. Meaning what? Our Power BI has recognized that there's data connected to this Power BI and it's ready for us to build our visuals. Okay, for those of us just joining, I think this is the last I'm going to talk about this. So what we're doing today is, we said that we are working in the finance team of a new bank in Nigeria, and the bank and the CFO has asked us to do an analysis on Guarantee Trust Bank, which is one of the tier 1 banks in Nigeria, right? To look at the operating segment to see who is performing, who's contributing the most, which of the segments of Guarantee Trust Bank, that's GTB, is contributing the most to GTB's performance. Does that make sense? So we are using, we use the Power Query option within Power BI, which helped us to do the ETL function, which is extract. So we extracted the data, we connected Power BI or Power BI rather to the web, that's to GTB's website, connected it, told Power BI to extract that data. It extracted it through Power Query, we transformed the data and we have loaded it, and now we are going ahead to build our visuals. Does that make sense? iPhone, is you that made me go through this. Does that make sense? So you can see all the columns, all the data, everything, it is here. The ones that are numbers, you can see it has taken them sum. It's showing there. However, even though it is showing sum, right? We are not going to just limit ourselves with this. And I'm going to show you why when we get there, right? I'm going to show you why, instead of just limiting it to just say, oh, it's showing that there's some, there's this. Let us, rather than doing that, we will do our own calculations. Just for these 7 spots that we said that we want to do. Just for these 7 spots, right? So I'm going to scroll back up here and click on insert. Sorry, no, modeling. I'm going to click on modeling. Now this model, I'm going to click on new table because I want to put my calculations in one place. You can actually just put it in between. You can just right click and say, oh, I want a new measure. But if you do a new measure, it's going to bring it under here. However, you can see how long this thing is, right? For me, I prefer to do it this way. Everybody has their own way of doing things, right? But I prefer to just, so new table. And I'll call this table calculations. You can call it whatever, right? Now, within this table, now that means I've created a house for my calculations, the way my calculations should sit, right? I'm not going to right click and say new measure. First thing is what am I doing first? To create my calculations. Now I'm going to click on measure and call it total revenue. And this is creating calculations exactly like you do it in Excel. So don't mind that the interface is different. It doesn't look like the way you are doing it. Someone is writing on my screen. So I'm going to say sum. We want the sum. Now, like I said, there is already showing sum by the side here, right? But we're still going to do this again, and I'm going to show you the difference. Let me just say, the major difference is when you call it out, right? For this, it will just say total revenue. However, if you click on this, it will say sum of total revenue. Total revenue looks similar. You know what total revenue is than saying sum of total revenue. So to bypass the sum of total revenue, we are creating our own total revenue. And like I said, I'll still show you how it comes out at the end of the day. So sum. Now, total, you can just type total and it will come up. You see total revenue. So this is table 419, page 204. Like I said, when you are doing yours can be table 444, table 321, table whatever of 219. The most important thing is the page. So total revenue. And close your brackets. Now you can see no total revenue has been created. Can we all see that? Can we all see that? I need a thumbs up. I need something. I need to know that you are with me. Like I said, some of us, this is the first time we are looking at this, so it might look different. But don't worry. The more you look at it, the more you do it, you understand. So you are going to get the recording. Fidelis, you are writing on my screen. I keep cleaning and writing. Right? So the more you look at it, the more you practice, you understand it better. You're going to get a recording, you're going to get materials, you're going to get everything we're doing today. Make sure you fill the attendance. Filling the attendance is a sure way that you're going to get the recordings, the materials of today's masterclass. Priscilla, please drop it again for those who just joined. Okay, so that's total revenue. Remember, we have 7 calculations. So new measure. What's the second thing we say we want to do? Total. So this is net operating income. Now, net operating income. Sum and what? This is net. So net operating income and close your bracket. So exactly the same thing. If you want to do average, if you want to do counting, it's almost the same thing, right? It's literally almost the same thing. You just have to. So new measure, we are going to do 7. Remember, we've identified those 7. The next is operating. Sorry, operating expenses. Sum operating expenses. So not operating segments, operating expenses. Right? So right click again, new measure. When you click new measure, it will come up here as a measure and while you're editing it here. So the next that we said, after operating expenses is profit after income tax. Can just say profit after tax, call it profit after tax here, and say some profit after, you're looking at after, not before, after income tax from reportable segments, yeah. And so that comes as profit after tax, PAT. New measure. What's the next thing? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. After profit after tax, we say we're going to do total assets. Total assets, sum. Total assets, close brackets. Now for the next one, I want us to see how the name of so this is loan. So it's not total loan, it is loan and advances to customers and deposits from customers. Excuse me. New measure, we'll call this customer loans. Sum, loans and advances to customers. So you can see why we went back to go and find exactly how they called it in the data set. You can now rename it. You can see the way we have called it customer loan, but however, customer loans is linking, right, to loans and advances to customers. Then we right click and say new measure. I think this should be the last, and we'll call it customer deposit. Deposits from customers, close bracket, enter. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we together? Do we understand what I've done so far? Thumbs up, yes, in the chat room. I need to know that we are together. Does anybody have one question? If you have, I can take one question. If you have a question. Yes, thank you very much, James. I'm just doing simple things in today's class. You can rename it. We can rename it. We are going to discuss all of that in the main class. There's no problem with that. Okay. Any other question? Yes, it's very similar to Excel. It's very similar. But the thing is, visualization is, let me say the honest truth, visualization is sweeter, right, on Power BI than Excel, because you see the things that we're going to do now. It's more effort in Excel than Power BI. That's the honest truth, right? That's the honest truth. So, but the process is very similar, very similar. Okay, any other question? As I'm about to move on. Any other question? Okay, fantastic. I believe that we are all good. So now that we have done this, we are going to create our dashboard. So what I like to do is, when I want to create my dashboard, I first of all give like a palette, just a high level like sketch of what I want to do, where I want to put things. Otherwise, right, it might be scattered. So just for it to just look good at the end of the day. So for this, sorry. Yeah, we're going to insert a shape, right? So I just like to insert no matter what and just give myself like this. And this is exactly the same way I also developed my dashboard in Excel. So it's very similar. So I'm going to give like a color palette, then you can now like have a color structure, a structure of all the things you want to put. Now, fortunately for us, we know the data points, but sometimes some of us, we just go into our data and just start bringing out things. So it's better we do it like this. Okay, what do we want to do? Where do we want to put it? So it can help us give like a very good pattern towards our dashboard development. The majority of the work is getting your calculations, knowing exactly what data point you want to put them. Because most times you can get your director, your boss, whoever is going to, or whoever needs your report, might tell you that they want a particular thing on a particular thing on a particular thing. So the first thing is your calculation, and that's why we have separated our calculations from the rest of the data sets. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Okay, fantastic. So for this, I'm going to click on this. Okay, I don't need filter. So now our shape, we have that. Style, what color do we want to use? We are going to use GTB. I would say GTB orange, but you know there's nothing like GTB orange in your Power BI, right? So we're going to try to find a shade of orange that is very, very close to GTB's color, as close as we can. I think this is close to GTB's color. What do you think? What do we think? What do we think? Is it, are we there? Okay, fantastic. For those who don't know GTB's color, this is GTB's color. This is GTB orange. Okay, so fantastic. So now I'm going to insert more shapes, right? Like I said, I just prefer to, some people don't do it, right? But just for you to have an idea of what you want to put inside your dashboard, where you want to have your call outs, where you want to have certain things, right? I prefer to have this. I prefer to have my shapes showing me or directing me, right? So this, we can come here, we can have this as our dashboard header, right? And I'm going to give this a different shade. So maybe this color. I think this is not bad. Excuse me. I think I want to change the shape of this. I want to change the shape. Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Okay. So now if you click on this shape, the other shape here will disappear because if Power BI feels like you're trying to edit it. So all you have to do is click escape, and this, and your full, how it looks like will come out. So I'm going to click. I did Control C and Control V. Now this, we have if you look at it very well, you see that there's a blue line. How many of us can see the blue line? We have a tiny blue line. Can you see it? I've zoomed in. Can you see the tiny blue line? So we need to take that out. So I'm going to click on this style, border off. So now escape. You won't see a border, you won't see blue. So I'm going to do the same thing here and turn it off, right? So this is our header. Now, remember what I'm doing right now is just like a schematic. Say, oh, this is where I want to put this is where I want to put that. Just to give me preference, right? You can have it different ways. So like now I want to put my call out on the right, you can put your call out at the top, you can have it anyway, right? And at the end of the day, you can take it out, right? You don't have to leave it there. I just do this to sort of say, okay, this is what I'm putting here, this is what I'm putting here, this is what I'm putting, and I feel like it's very good to teach you, especially when they're just starting. Start like this, then you can now upgrade yourself later on, but I feel like this is a good way to start for us that are just using this for the first time. So this is Power BI for the person asking what software, right? So we are going to have 3 call outs. The way this is, we are going to most likely have, we can even have more than 3 call outs, right? We can have call out, by call out basically saying just the value itself and the heading, that's all. So we are going to have call outs for customer deposits. We are going to have call out for customer loan. We are going to have call out for total assets. I think we can add total revenue and profit after tax. That's 5. That's a lot. I was planning for 3, but we can we can have 5, right? 1, 2. I'm literally just doing Control C and Control V. That's all. Okay, so like I said, right, so you can adjust it. Now, the thing is, when you do your call out, right, I'll show you how to do the call out. When you do your call out, right, you don't have to have this background there, but it's just for me to have an idea of, oh, this is how it is here, right? So you can adjust it. So let's just leave it like this for now. So we have our call out, our 5 call outs. Now we want to do an operational, we want to do like an operational performance overview. We are looking at total revenue. We are looking at total at net operating income, and we're looking at profit after tax. So basically like something like a bar chart, just to show how each of the segments compare to each other, right? So I can take this and have it like this. Something like this. Yeah. Right? And we can have our bar charts here. Do you understand? Now, you can actually increase it here. Just like I said, it's a very, very simple dashboard. Now, we'll also want our revenue to show. Basically, so this will be showing us our breakdown of revenue. So what is each of them contributing to revenue as a whole? So what is the share of commercial banking to revenue? What's the share of corporate banking to revenue? Public sector banking to revenue? Retail banking to revenue? SME bank? We just show it. There's a chart we'll use to show it. Like I said, this is a very simple dashboard. When you come to the main class, you do like a very complicated one. You learn all the nitty-gritty. I can't teach all the nitty-gritty in masterclass, just the high-level things so that you can practice and see what you've done, right? I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so now that we have done that, we can also show share of deposits. We can also show the share of deposits. Just like a pie chart or donut chart, whatever one we want, right? Pie chart or donut chart. So this, right, then as we show the share of deposits, we can also show the share of we can also show the share of loan, right? We can also show the share of the loan. Then we can also show the share of operating expenses. You know, we've not spoken about operating expenses at all. We can show the share of operating expenses, and we can have our slicer. Oh, I didn't put a space for slicer. I know some of you, all the things I'm saying, you have not heard it before. Don't worry. All these things I'm saying, you'll see that by time we have done it, you know, okay, this was why Nene put it like this. This was why Nene put it like that. Don't worry. So I'm going to move this up a bit. Let's move this up a bit. Like this, I may actually still come down. Just doing this. Our pie chart. Raise this up. Then I feel like I'll move this to the right so that our slicer can come in here. It can, if it can fit under here, fantastic. If not, I'll put it in these two spaces. Let me just put a cover for that. Like I said, it can still adjust at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. Now, but with this, you have an idea of how your dashboard is going to look, right? My people, are you with me? You have an idea of how your dashboard is going to look like. Hello? No one's responding to me. Sorry, Charles, I didn't get a question. Charles, I didn't get a question. Raise up your hand. I didn't get a question. Okay, fantastic. Everyone is sitting there with me. That's fantastic to hear. Charles, I didn't get a question. Come again with that. Okay, so while I'm waiting for Charles' question to come in, let's go back to our report. When I'm working with companies that have logos, I like to put their logo in there, so we can search for GTB logo. I don't know why my browser literally changed from who's writing on my screen. Sorry, please don't write on my screen. So I'm just going to say google.com and I'm just going to say GTB logo. Okay, I'm going to go to images. Can right click and save image as. I'm going to save this. You can save it to your download, you can save it anywhere, but for easy, I'm going to save it to pictures and just call this GTB logo. Saved. I'll go here and say insert image. Sorry. Pictures, GTB logo, open. I can adjust. Our orange is not GTB orange, but we tried. Let me see if I can get us to have GTB orange, so I can be fine. Move it spread a bit. I think we are closer to GTB orange now. I think this is the best we can do. I think this is the best we can do for now. Okay, so now that we have that, we can insert a text box. And what do we want to call this? We'll call this 2022 operating segment dashboard, right? Can increase your font, centralize it, right? Make it bold. Go to effect. So once you click on your image, under format, you can check anything. So under effects, it's currently white, right? We can give it this color. Now there's no visual border, so it's off. Then we can change the color of the font, right? You can change the color of the font. No, I don't want visual border. I don't want that. So we can actually leave it, or we can change the color of the font if we want, or we can leave it like this. So you have this. I want to increase the font size. It looks small. I'm afraid that it's okay. It's not bad. Control Z. Okay. So we have 2022 operating segment dashboard for GTB. You can put GTB 2022 GTB. You can put GTB in front of it, but you have the logo there. So okay, are we good to go? So now we have our dashboard header. We have an idea of what we are doing. So let us start by introducing our callouts. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I need the response. Give me a thumbs up. Let's introduce our callouts now. This is it. So you're using card, right? So basically, like I said, our callout or card basically gives you the value, right? Just gives you, it calls the value out for you. So I'm going to click that, and you can now drag it here. So you can see why giving like a template or an arrangement, like I said, it will still change, right? It can still change. It just helps you have an idea of what you want to do. So now the first thing I want to put here is what? Our total assets. So can you see this? I can have it in here, right? Click on this, call out value. We want our call out value to be, is okay. I think it's okay as black, make it bold, right? I think that's okay for the call out value. Let's go to general. The background, we can take the, sorry, give me a second. I don't want the other icons, I'm turning it off. Effects, our background color, we can turn it off. And by this, we can just fix it. Not this. We can just fix it into this, right? We can just fit this into it. So our call out value is black, right? General. Yeah, so we've turned that off. So we have that there. You understand? So this is total asset. Now let me show you why I said we should not have it separately. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste, just duplicate. So instead of having it as total assets, I'm going to remove this total assets and show you how it would have been here. Total assets. Can you see? Instead of total assets, it's showing sum of total assets. Can you see what I'm trying to say? So which one do you prefer? Would you prefer to see A or you prefer to see B? Let's vote in the chat room. A or B? Exactly. Okay, fantastic. So you can see why it's better like that. So I'm going to, so now for this category label, we can even remove, I think what we should even do is to remove it and remove the background color and make it straight down and have the others as callouts. Yeah, just give me a second. We have, like I said, remember I said as we do it, things change. So I'm deleting that, removing this. Then this, I'm going to drag it here. This, I'm going to reduce it. My callout value, reduce the size so everything can come in. The category label, reduce the size, make it bold. I want it as black. Here. What I want to do, the size is small, but I've already conditioned it to be small. So I'm looking at it and I might have to go back to that. Okay, so this is 6 billion, right? You can also put currency by the side here and say currency Naira, right? So 6 billion, 6 billion, then Control C, Control V. We say we're putting all of them out, 6 billion. So instead of assets here, we're going to remove assets. I'm going to have total revenue, all right? Total revenue. For here, instead of total revenue, we're going to have net operating income. I don't think we need to have everything. I think, so it said net operating income, then we can have profit after tax. I'm just Control C and Control V, that's all. So after this, I'm going to click profit after tax, gives you the idea of profit after tax. Then this will be customer loan, customer deposit. and customer loans. Right. So you have exactly. Can see the red line telling you that it's on the same line with everything. Okay, fantastic. So now we have our total assets, we have our total revenue, right? We have our net operating income, we have our profit after tax, we have our customer deposits, we have our customer loans. So now, do you know that this is the total assets? This is the total assets value in year 2020. This is the total revenue 2020, net operating income, profit after tax, and the likes and the likes. Okay, so now that we are done with that, we are going to go to the next, which is our bar chart. Oh, sorry, confused that. So you need to ensure that you're not clicking on anything, or you're clicking here, because if I, like now I clicked here and I changed our chart, I clicked it, so it changed the chart. Right now, the card is highlighted. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to escape. I'm going to click this, because this is the shape we want here. This is the shape we want here. So I'm going to click on it. Now, look at it, it's going to guide you. There's x-axis, there's y-axis, right? What do we want on our x-axis? On our x-axis, we want our segments. So I'm going to put operating segments. We have highlighted it here before. So we're going to put our operating segments here. And we are going to put our total. We're going to put our total revenue. Sorry, that's y-axis. We're going to put on the, we're going to put our total revenue. We're going to put our total revenue. We're going to put our net operating income, and we're going to put our profit after tax. And we're having that by our operating segments. So I'm going to drag this. Okay. Can you see that? Can we see that? Can we see that? So now we have our total revenue, our net operating income, and our profit after tax by our operating segments. So now we're going to have to edit this. Remember, the way you just bring it in, it's not going to just work like that. You have to do some extra things. So I'm going to click here, which is to format our visual, right? Our x-axis, let's look at it. Our x-axis, first of all our colors should be black so that it can flow. Our x-axis, then bold, right? This is okay, right? I think that's fine. Then our title, operating segments, change it to black. I think the change to black doesn't need to be bold. I think it doesn't need to be bold. I think this is fine. That's for our x-axis. We close that. Then our y-axis, our values, we can have it, because it looks like we'll have this like, so change this to black. Change this to black. We don't want, sorry, I don't want title for our x-axis, because for our y-axis, because we already have this. So you already know that this is total revenue, this is operating income, this is profit after tax. So turn this off, right? Then rather than that, I also want data labels. Sorry. Scroll down. So I want data labels on this. So I want our data labels to show. So you can have it either way. You can have it data labels as this. You can have it as touch points, right? But the beautiful thing about Power BI is that when you even click on it, it gives you, it's already like filters it and gives you exactly what shows you the value. But I'm going to escape that. Okay. I'm scrolling down. I'm going back to my formatting for this. I'm not done. So I said data labels, and I want it, the values, scroll down. I want it in millions. Yes, I want it in millions, and I want it black. Then I'm going to remove this by the side. I'm going to, exactly what I've done, I'm going to mention it again, so that for those of us who are a bit confused, I am with you. I think I can turn off my y-axis. Yes. So now what I did is, I don't want anything in y-axis. I turned it off. I've turned it off. Now, apart from turning it off, what I also did is that I want the color. I want you to be able to see, oh, this is 200. I want you to see the value because I was turning off my y-axis, right? So I went here to data label. It was off before I turned it on. Then I said it came out in billions. So I said no, I don't want it in billions. I want it in millions, and I changed the color to black. Are we together? Are we together? Then for general, no background. We don't want background. Title, for our title, make it black. Okay, it's already black. Fantastic. Make it bold. And we can change our title. And we can call this performance overview by operating segments. Are we seeing that? Are we seeing that? Okay, there's one last thing I want to do. Our legend. Our legend, I want it, instead of gray, that's this. Instead of gray, I want it to be black. Because of our color, we can't stick with gray. Gray will just fade off, right? So this looks good, right? Sorry, there's something I need to do. Looks like this moved. So I'm not going to drag this back here. Sorry, Florence, are you saying Y or yes? Are we together? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, fantastic. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something. Give me yes. Let me know we're together. Okay, so that's that. Then the next thing we have that we want to put in here, these ones are very straightforward. We want to put in our pie charts, right? So make sure that before you click in a new diagram, you ensure that you are not highlighting on something else, otherwise it's going to change, right? So I'm going to click on my pie chart, comes here, I bring it here. And what do we want to put here? I want to put our operating, I think we said here that we said we want to put what? Operating expenses. So we said operating expenses, but we're going to share it by operating segments. So we want to see the contribution of each operating segment of operating expenses by each operating segment, right? I think Priscilla, someone's asking for the attendance. So now we need to edit it, definitely. Remember, you can't just leave it like this, right? So our legends, do you want to leave a, yeah, so do you want to change the color? So if you want to change the color to a different color, I think we can leave it, right? Although the color is looking pinkish, purplish, but we can change it. The corporate, which is a major color, do you want to give it red? Retail. No, we have to change this color. But I actually think I prefer the way the color was before, because I'm not getting the color mixture. Okay, so let's just leave the colors like that. You can change it if you want. So now data label, how do you want your data label? That data label is this. What we're interested in is mostly the percentage, right? So we're interested in percentage. So we have that. Sorry, so that's the percentage, right? Now, instead of having only the percentage, you can actually have percentage and yes, you can have that. Then we'll take out this the legend. Does that make sense? We have the percentage and the the name, so we can take out the legend and have it like that. So legend of. Do you see that? Hello? Can we see that? Okay, fantastic. So now the last thing we are going to do is to remove the background. So, okay, we need to make the color black and bold. I didn't do that earlier. Effects, background off, visual, sorry, data, details, values, instead of gray, black, and make it bold. Yep. Are we together? Can you see that? So you're just sort of making it similar. Sorry, this has a white line. I don't know if anybody can see that there's a white line. Was it my eyes? Okay, it was my eyes. Okay, that was my eyes. Okay, so now that we are done with that, you can see our dashboard is gradually taking shape. Do we agree? Do we agree that our dashboard is gradually taking shape? Fantastic. Has anybody responded to that question? I said, do we agree that our dashboard is taking shape? Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that we have that, we can then move. We said we're going to do is almost the same pie chart, but instead of pie chart, let's use do not chart for the last two. Let's use do not chart for. We said we want to do share of deposits from customers. So remember, don't make sure you're not clicking on any other thing, on any of the existing charts or diagrams before you click a visual, otherwise it will change the visualization, right? So click, I've escaped, make sure I'm not on anything, all right? Then I'm going to click on donuts and I can now drag it and fit it into here. Can see the beauty of us having a schematic. It's very easy for us to just fit everything in rather than wondering where do you want to put this? How do you want to put this? So now for your donut chart, we said we want to look at customer deposits by operating segments. Right? So exactly what we did here, we can do here. I would have copied this and formatted it here. However, it will change the format because this is a pie chart and this is a donut chart. I want to retain it exactly the way it is. All right, so I'm going to click on format visual. Legend, I don't want legend. Data label, I want data label as category and percentage of total. I want values in black. I want it bold. Well, that's too much. All right. What else? My header, general. Title, customer deposit by operating segment is fine. Make it bold. What else? Remove our background. Where's our background color? That's effect, background off. And I think we are good to go. Now, somebody might say, why isn't this showing? There's supposed to. I think it's because of the size. If we drag it out, it's almost insignificant. Can see 2.95 is almost insignificant, right? So that's why. But however, if you click on it, you can see it. Yes, Umong, I just mentioned that. So same thing here, because when you click on it, you can see. And that's the beautiful thing about Power BI. It's more interactive. You can actually click on it and drill down. So like now, if I click on corporate revenue, you can see it's not going to show anything on deposits and all because I'm looking at only revenue, right? But you can see, and it has literally shrunk to corporate. It has shrunk to corporate, so you can filter, and that's what we're going to create a filter in the next few minutes. We are going to be done very soon. I'm going to create a filter in the next few minutes, and you see how everything like links and everything falls into place. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same thing here. I'm going to just copy this. So instead of customer deposits, I'm going to have it as, instead of customer deposits, I'm going to have it as customer loan. Exactly the same thing. You see that? Are we good? Saidi, you said, can we have an overview of the data? I don't, let me just share the link again, because I've shared the link. I think, I want to believe they're just coming for it, asking for the overview of the data. Yeah, so we have done shared operating expenses, right? Oh no, this operating expense is not supposed to be there. This is actually supposed to be a different thing. I just remembered now. Okay, what we want to put here is share of revenue. I just remembered now because I was wondering what was supposed to be here. So we said deposits, customer loans, operating expenses. Right, so for this, we want to use our tree map, which that's what I want to put here. And I'm going to show you. So let it load. So give me a second. My Power BI just paused. Give me a second. I'm opening it. It's opening. Give me a second. What question was that? I said no. No, you can't design a dashboard using Power BI on your phone. Power BI is desktop. Power BI is desktop now, and that was I wasn't saving. So literally, it's recovering it for me. I don't know what happened. I closed, but it's recovering it. So just give it a second. Let it load. Let's give it a second. It's loading. So are we good? Do we understand what we're doing so far? Any question? Do we understand? Is it interesting? Is it looking nice? Simple, but is it looking nice? You're getting the idea. Hello, no one's responding. Do we understand what we have done so far? Okay, good. Thank you very much. This is still loading, so I have to wait for it to load. Remember, I've told you at the beginning that sometimes Power Query loads, it takes time, so you just have to like give it like few seconds, few minutes. So let's just give it. I should have saved my work. So I'll save it immediately it loads. Yeah, loading data to model. Let's give it a second. So it's loading. Okay, fantastic. We are back on track. I think first of all, let me save my let me save my work. Sorry, give me a second. Let me save my work so that you will save your work. Okay, give me a second. I've saved my work. Okay, yeah. Okay, fantastic. So we said I moved this down here. I moved this down here before. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now what we want to put here is a tree map. I'm sorry. Okay, tree map. And we're going to drag that here and drag it inside here. Now we're going to, what we want to put in our tree map is basically, it's just like, it's showing us who is contributing the most to what. That's what our tree map is basically showing. So I'm going to put total revenue, and I'm going to put our operating segments. So now by this, you can see that corporate contributes the most to total revenue, followed by retail, then commercial, then SME, commercial, public sector, and other businesses. Can we see that? Hello, can we see that? So I'm going to go to visuals. I don't need color. I think I'm okay with the data label. Category labels, I think I can make this bold. General title, I want it bold. I can remove the background and have it like that. I think that's all. What else do I want to do? I think, is there any other thing I want to do? I think that's all. Yeah. Can we see that? Can we see that? So we can just showing our total revenue, right? Just showing our total revenue. So that's that. Okay, so now the last thing we are going to put text color. So I'm leaving it in white because of the way it looks. If I put it in black, I don't think it's going to come out well. Let's try it if you want. I don't think it's going to come out well if we put it in black. Category label. Can see it's almost it's almost invisible. It blended too much, right? And the reason we put black is because our background here, everything is light, while these ones are prominent colors. So we want it in white so it can show. The last thing we're going to do here, I think I'm just going to move this to the right, move this to the right, carry this here, move this here. Move this. Move this. I'm just adjusting it. Nothing serious. Nothing serious. Okay, I want to put a slicer here. I actually don't think our slicer is going to be this big, but let's just see. So what I want to put here, I want to put a slicer. So a slicer is like a filter. So it's going to help us filter this. And we're going to create a filter for our operating segments, basically. And we'll change the format. Slicer settings, we don't want vertical list, we want tile, right? I want it as a tile here. Can you enter? It's too tiny. And it's enter. It's too tiny. So I think I have to move this a bit. I have to move this just a tad bit, not too much. Right, just move that because I want the slicer to show. I like my slicers to show. So when somebody's looking at it, they know what they're looking at, not that they're like they are guesstimating. Sorry. Sorry, just give me a second. Remember, like I said, when you do your schematic, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that hook, line, and sinker. You can adjust it, you can do whatever to it. Okay, I'm going to move this small. Okay, move this in here. Then this, I'm going to move this. Move this. Move this. Move this. I think I can even reduce it a bit, but let me see. I think I can reduce this. Sorry, but I'm almost done. It's normal. You adjust. I like alignment. Okay, for this, reduce also. Bring inside here. Just this, yeah. Okay, so now let's look at our slicer setting. Slicer header. I want it black, bold. It's not going to increase past that. Yes, I don't bother. No background. No, I'm going to remove the background at the end of the day. Then the values. Our background for the values, there's no background right now, but we can put a background. Can call it, make it dark orange and make this white and bold, right? Then our overall background off. So with this, we can now just adjust our background here. I'm trying to adjust it to be there. No, that's too tiny. Okay. So now we have our slicer. So now with this, we can say, okay, once what's going on with corporate. Once what's going on with corporate was, so now you can, once what's going on with corporate, okay, what exactly is there? This is overall. So you can just filter and just be checking. I can filter on two things. I want to compare them together. When I want to click on that, I'm just seeing what Azege said when I said guesstimating, and see that together. So with that, you can have everything looking all right. Right. So are we good? Are we good? Hello, are we good? Do we like our dashboard? Do we like our dashboard? So now imagine this, we go to our director and say, we go to our CFO and say, oh, we've analyzed GTB's operating segment, and we can see that corporate is really contributing a lot to GTB's revenue. GTB is making so much money from revenue, right? That's literally every other thing that the corporate is more than 50, is literally about 50% of total revenue, right? And now you can say, how are they getting money from corporate? They are giving majority of their loans to corporate. 77% of GTB's loans go to corporate. So obviously, if their loans go to corporate, the interest on the loans is where they get their money from, right? Interest on loans is where banks get their money from. Interest, literally, is interest income that is their revenue. So if they are giving majority of their loans to corporate organizations, definitely makes sense for their revenue to come from them. However, even though GTB is giving majority of their loans to corporate, majority of deposits come from retail. So that means GTB is giving the money that retail individuals put in deposits in their bank to corporates rather than giving the loan to individuals. Can you see that? So you can say, okay, this is, and if you look at the contribution of operating segments to GTB's performance, you can see that operating expenses rather, GTB and retail and corporate, they are almost equal. So you can see with this, you have a high level understanding of what's going on with this. So you can see how data analytics is very, very useful, very, very relevant for finance professionals. Are we excited? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Let me allow you to talk. I would like to hear your voice. Are we good? Are we good? Can unmute yourself and say yes, yes.
Yeah, we are good. We are good.
Fantastic, fantastic. Let me just save
so
this.
good.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm saving this now. So Cecilia and the team will send it over. So I'm just going to talk
Awesome.
more. Fantastic, thank you. So I'm just going to talk more about the financial analytics program. Now we can see what this is about. 1 hour 45 minutes. And literally 1 hour 45 minutes is me saying, oh, this is why we are doing this, that's why we are doing this, giving explanation, talking, doing this and that, and so many unnecessary grammatical words I have said today, right? Just for you to understand it. And that's just, imagine what we have done in 1 hour 45 minutes. So imagine what you do throughout the course of the program, right? And so what is the Tenalytics Financial Analytics curriculum about? Now, the Tenalytics Financial Analytics curriculum is designed for people who are in the finances and people who are just aspiring. So we have little to no knowledge of finance, that's fine. If you have understanding of finance, that's fine. You are interested in data analytics, but you're interested in how this thing plays out in the finance space. You're interested in building your finance capacity as a strategy. You're interested in building your capacity as a strategic finance professional, as well as building your data analytics skills, and seeing how all these things merge together, right? So if you're interested in that, the financial analytics program is for you, right? So we first of all start with problem solving. Now, why do we start with problem solving? We start with problem solving because we need to have a problem solving mindset. We need to understand that we are there as solution providers, right? Not just are we there as solution providers, but we need to understand what techniques we can use to solve problems. You understand? What are the different techniques we can use? We'll talk about this, discuss this. That's our first class problem solving, right? Then we have our Microsoft Excel. Now, if I ask you, what's your proficiency in Excel? Let me ask you, what will you see? I'm waiting for you in the chat room. Or you can unmute yourself. Give me a second. Let me allow you to talk. Sorry. Aha. What's your proficiency in Excel? I'm listening. On a scale of 0 to 10, what's your proficiency? You can unmute yourself and talk to me.
4.
4. Saidi said 9. People said 4, 3, 5. Okay, I like this. Oluwafunsho said 9. You know, when I hear, okay, say 5, fantastic. When I hear people say 4, 5, I'm like, are you sure you're actually a 4, 5? Are you sure? Then when I hear people say 9, 8, let me tell you my first experience in an interview, like my first Excel-related interview question, right? I went for an interview and I was asked what's my proficiency in Excel. And me that I had a laptop, was not laptop, desktop growing up at home. There was always a desktop in my room, and I'll be typing is equal to this one down. I know Excel. What do you mean? I'm conversant with Excel. I've done some things, done some summations, done some tiny reports. Say yes, I'm a 7. Let me not blow my trumpet too much. I said I'm a 7. The guy, the interviewer looked at me and smiled. He now started asking me some questions. I said, please permit me to reevaluate myself. I don't think I'm on a 7. So don't worry. Those of you that said you're on a 9, you're on an 8, you're on a 7, you're on a 5, don't worry. When you get to Excel class, you will tell me. I won't be facilitated, but you come and confess. I'm like, Nene, let me be honest with you. I thought I knew Excel, but I don't know. So we whether you know Excel, we don't know Excel, we don't care. We start from the basic. We teach as if you don't know anything, because some of us, we say we're a 7, but by the time we get to the nitty-gritty of things, you see you're a 2. That's the honest truth. So we start from the basics and teach you even like the interface, teach you every single thing. So you're learning afresh, right? Then Power BI, what we did today, some of you have never seen Power BI interface in your life. There are some things I was touching, you don't really know much about it. But obviously, we can't do that in a master class. We are going to give you the breakdown, the nitty-gritty of Power BI. We're going to teach you the language, of Excel, of Power BI, and of SQL. Now, for the financial analysis curriculum, you guys will be the first set to have SQL added to your curriculum. The previous set didn't have SQL. This is a new addition to the financial analytics curriculum. So you are lucky. So you're going to learn Microsoft Excel, you're going to learn Power BI, and you're going to learn SQL, right? You're going to learn all of this. You're going to teach you the language. Just like we know the way I spoke to you and I said, Excel doesn't, Power Query doesn't know you should turn his head to read the annual reports. You and I won't want to read this. You know that total cannot be the top. So how do you communicate to these tools? How do you speak the language of this tool so that this tool can work for you and not you working for the tool? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Then we're also going to teach you how to leverage ChatGPT as a financial analyst. ChatGPT is so fundamental, it's so fantastic, it's so useful. Remember, technology is not going to replace the jobs, right? However, people who know how to utilize technology, people people who are efficient, people who are fantastic with utilizing this technological tools, will replace people that don't know how to use it. I give an example that what people do in finance and accounting departments. Years back, we had like 10 people doing these jobs. But right now, it's only 2 people. Why? There are softwares being used that you don't need 10 people to do the work again. You just need 1 person or 2 people that know how to use the software. You see in recruitment, knowledge of this ERP, knowledge of Excel, advanced knowledge of Excel, advanced knowledge of this. And they want you to know how to use it. So those are the things, right? And then when you have learned all of these things as a data analyst, I tell people that financial analytics, as far as I'm concerned, is the best of both worlds. You learn data analytics, you learn SQL, you learn finance, you learn data analytics, you learn finance. Things that data analysis people can never do, you will do. Things that data analysis can do, you can do. I think major thing, there are some extra things that they don't have, but these are the major tools, and you're good to go. And that's what I tell my people. That's the honest truth, right? So now we're not getting into the financial modeling plan. Now, why are we doing financial modeling? We're doing financial modeling because you are going to be a strategic finance professional. And being a strategic finance professional means that you can influence decision making. As a finance professional, the most important thing is this profitable? Is this venture, does it make financial sense? And how can you know whether this venture will make financial sense in the next 5 years? It's by you being able to create financial forecasts. It's by you being able to create financial forecasts, right? So the first thing we start with accounting fundamentals. Now, for those of us who are gurus in finance and accounting, fantastic. For those of us who are beginners and we're like, oh, we are trying to transition, fantastic. This also works for you, right? Then we get into financial modeling, teaching you how to create financial models, how to build business assumptions. What is the financial implication of this conversation, of this decision that you're about to make? Those are the things, those are the questions that you're going to be answering in your financial modeling class. Then we move into financial analysis. We analyze our financial statements using ratios, using common size analysis, and we'll go into valuation. I was going through the business to show you how valuation is so important. I was going through, give me a second. Yeah, I was going through the annual report of GTB, and they use valuation. So you think that, oh, valuation is for small companies. Sorry, give me a second. Let me turn it so you can see the valuation. Let me just search discounted cash flow. There's a place that says I want you to see it yourself. No, just give me a second here. But yeah, so they actually use valuation methodologies. They said it, but now valuation. So we're going to teach you the different valuation methodologies. We're going to teach you comparative transaction, preceding transaction, but we're going to focus more on discounted cash flow technique because most people, that is intrinsic value. That's what we call intrinsic value. That means they are valuing a company based on the company's performance, not based on what based on your guesstimate of the company's performance compared to another company. That is market value, right? We're looking at intrinsic value, internal value of the company, of the asset of the company, of whatever you're using, and that's the discounted cash flow. You usually to do free cash flow to the firm, free cash flow to equity, all those kind of things we're going to be talking about. So you see that when we're talking about valuation, it's not just for small companies, it's not just for startups. This is Guaranty Teachers Bank. This is one of the tier 1 banks in Nigeria. These are one of literally. So when we looked at their deposits, majority of Nigerians, almost every Nigerian has a GTB account, right? So you can see that as large as they are still valuing. So you can see how necessary, how important your learning these skills are, right? So valuation and scenario sensitivity. Honestly, not everything comes up exactly the way you plan it to be. So how can you test scenarios? How can you test how sensitive, right, this the business is to certain things, right? So those kind of things, we need to check it out, right? So scenario, looking at, oh, if we perform better than this performer, if we perform better, if we perform less, if we perform equal to that, you know, those kind of things. You have people that say, oh, clients that say, oh, I don't want 3 scenarios. I want 5 scenarios. I want to see if it is worse than worse. I want to see if it's better than better. You know, those kind of things. They want to see how things go like that. And those are the things you will see there. So you can see that the program is dedicated to help you redefine yourself, repackage yourself to be that strategic finance professional that companies want to have, right? Now, this is the detailed curriculum. You can look at it. You get these slides with the recordings as well as my Power BI link, right? So you have that. Now, do you want to build do you want to build skills for today and the future, right? Are you interested in being that go-to finance professional in your firm? Are you interested in a promotion? Are you interested in a new job, right? Then the financial analytics program is for you. Right now, it's 100% online, exactly the way we have done it today. Exactly the way we are. Someone's in Cotonou, somebody's in Kenya, someone's in the UK, someone's in Nigeria, someone's in Lagos, Nigeria, someone's in Abuja, somebody is in Imo, someone's in different places, right? It doesn't matter. You learn from the comfort of your home, lying down, sitting down, practicing and doing it. So it's 100% online. We have hands-on practical sessions. So ahead of the classes, unlike today's class that you're just listening to me, you'd have downloaded your software. You'd have got to practice videos. We have what we call guiding videos, our watch me do it, which are not remove the distraction of class. This one you can watch it. It's just you and your facilitator. You're just watching the video. You're practicing hands guiding videos, like someone's hand holding you and say, do like this, do like that, do like this, do like that. So we give you hands on so that by the time you come to class, you have an idea of all these things and you can practice alongside everybody in class. Not that you're coming to class and you're looking. No, everybody is moving on together, right? We also have lifetime access to materials. We operate a classroom system, an online classroom system. Once you pay, you have access to the classroom, all materials, all recordings, every single thing is in your classroom. Every single thing is in your classroom, right? Our program is it's about 3 months. Now we've added the SQL is about 3 months. Now, as much as we are looking at you being a professional in Nigeria, in Kenya, we're seeing that these skills are not just in Africa. They are useful in countries outside Africa, right? They're useful for you in the UK, it's useful for you in the US, useful for you in Canada, useful for you in Germany, wherever you're, because the honest truth is Excel is Excel everywhere. The same Excel I use in Nigeria is the same Excel I'm using in the UK. Yes, Excel is Excel everywhere. They don't say, oh, there's an inferior version of Excel for Nigeria. No. If you have paid Microsoft, Office 365 is the same exact thing, right? So it's the same thing, right? So I'm going to talk about job visibility later on. Well, one thing we pride ourselves in analytics is experiential learning, right? Because we understand that it's not I have learned that gets you the job. It's not I have learned that gets you the promotion. It is I have done and I can do. So throughout your program, you'll be given projects to do. Alongside assignments, alongside the program, projects, alongside the program. So at the end of the day, you have projects that you can hold on to and say, I have done this, I can do this. I can do this because I have done this. I have things to talk about during your interviews, have things to share on your CV, right? So 100% job prospect visibility, I'm going to talk about that. We also provide an industry relevant certification, which is called the Certified Financial Analytics Professional. You can search on LinkedIn. I think we got quite a number of people got their certificates last week. Right, so I think last week one of the cohorts got their, I think a pro cohort got their certificate and they shared it on LinkedIn, so you can search on LinkedIn and check, right? So we provide an industry relevant certificate that is accepted everywhere. We have people that have gotten jobs in UK, Canada, US, Germany, literally Ireland, different places, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Ghana. Why people get jobs in different places, so it doesn't matter where you are, right? Now, we're just looking at salaries. Like I said, the goal is not just you in Nigeria or in Kenya, in Cotonou, or in Uganda, or in Ghana, right? If you look at the average salary of a financial planning analyst, an analyst in the UK, right? Average in Canada, average in US. This is good money. This is good money. Right now, in addition for us to just teach you, we're saying that no, it's not just about you getting the skills, it's not only about you understanding how to use these tools, it's a complete revamping. It's a complete revamping dedicated to helping you be that go-to finance professional that recruiters want to hire. So at Analytics, we have designed a special package called our recruitment hack sessions, which are dedicated to positioning for success in the job market. First of all, we have CV reviews. For those of us who have applied for jobs recently, you know that you don't use one CV to apply for 5 jobs, even though the 5 jobs are the same title. No, you do not use the same CV, because what one recruiter is looking for is not what the other recruiter is looking for. So what we do is, rather than saying, give us your CV, let us revamp, we teach you how to revamp your CV. We teach you how to revamp your CV. Right, the LinkedIn optimization. LinkedIn optimization, there is, the world is such a global place, right, that recruiters are not just limited by the CVs that they receive. They also go on LinkedIn, they call it LinkedIn headhunting, where a recruiter will come and look for you, right? So how optimized is your LinkedIn profile? If a recruiter looks on your profile, would the recruiter want to hire you? One thing is, even after you've applied for jobs, I remember when I just finished my program, in fact, when I was about to finish my program and I was applying for jobs in the UK, right? And when I went for a particular, when I was scheduled for a particular job interview, right? The hiring manager, the recruiter, about 3 of them checked my LinkedIn profile. About 3 of them checked my LinkedIn profile. But I already submitted my CV and everything. They still check my LinkedIn. Instead, I check their LinkedIn profile. Both of us will be checking each other's LinkedIn profile, right? So these are the things. Your LinkedIn is your online CV. How optimized is your LinkedIn? Right? We also provide recommendation and reference letters. Sometimes you just need someone to vouch for you. And this is something, especially if you're looking for jobs outside Africa. It's very, very key. Recommendation letters, reference letters. They are looking for people that can vouch for you, that can vouch for your credibility, that can vouch for your proficiency. And because we've trained you, you have done your assignments, you have done things, we can vouch for you. We vouch for people to get jobs in Canada, we vouch for people to get jobs in the US, we vouch for people to get jobs in different places. We vouch for people and they've gotten the jobs because we know our onions, right? Also to provide sessions on how to navigate the job market to get sponsored jobs. You're in the UK, you're in the US, you're planning to get to the UK, planning to come to the US. How do you, to do a master's, do whatever, how do you get these jobs in the UK? How do you get these jobs in the US? How do you get these jobs in developed markets? Because the same way we recruit in Nigeria, it's not the same way they recruit abroad, right? Or in Africa, it's not the same way we recruit. So you need to know how to navigate this job market. We bring people who have navigated this job market to teach you the ins and outs. What are the things that they use to get their jobs? They'll teach it to you. And that's how you will also get your own job. And we have different testimonies. We also provide job and interview preparation for people who are, we tell you, even after you've trained with us, and we tell you, apply for this job, apply for that. When you get called for interviews, don't just go for an interview. No, we want you to get the job. So send a message to us. Immediately you get the interview invitation, send a message, book an interview preparation slot with Analytics so that we can prepare you and you can get the job without people getting multiple job offers. Right? That's our joy. Our joy is for you to advance your career. That literally, all the English, all the grammar I've spoken this morning is about you advance your career. That is why we started. That's why the co-founder started Analytics, right? That's the aim of Analytics, to help people of the Black community enter these jobs and earn sweet money. We don't want people to be doing care, support, warehouse. No, we want you to enter these jobs and climb the career ladder. All right. Apart from that, we also provide weekly mentorship session and career progression session. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to you. Sometimes you just need someone to say, what's going on? Talk to me. Ask your question. What are the career challenges you're facing? What are the challenges you're facing? Do you need extra help? Do you need? So we have weekly mentorship sessions. I think it's now Thursday. Then lastly, we have this one. This is what I love, right? This particular one, I love it. We have our freelancer sessions. Now we have people that say, see, Nene, I love all of this, but I'm not interested in Japa. For those of us who don't understand Japa, that's why I'm not interested in traveling abroad. Oh, Nene, I'm traveling. I'm out currently working in a good job, but I want extra money. And I said, don't worry, we got you. So Analytics got you, right? We provide freelancer optimization sessions, right? Which say that you can work as a financial analyst, data, like I said, as a financial analyst, you can work, get data analytics jobs, right? on Upwork. We teach you how to optimize your Upwork profile, freelancer profile, so that you can get these jobs. Now, these jobs, you can do it at the comfort of your house. I'm going to talk about people who have gotten jobs doing this, right? Just at the comfort of your at the comfort of your house, in the comfort of your house, earn your dollars, and earn your sweet money. And they said the goal is to earn foreign currency and spend local currency. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. Okay, I think it's very true. Right, so that's what we do. We also offer freelancer sessions. Now, this is the full curriculum, right? The program is for 3 months, and we have a 1 month growth internship. So in total, in total it's for 4 months. Yeah, it's for 4 months. So we have problem solving, yes. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL, financial analysis, financial analysis, right? And we are done. So what we do is, in the course of your program, you have this CV review, LinkedIn optimization, navigating the job market, interview preparation, weekly mentorship session. In the course of your program, we don't wait till the end, right? You have people that by the time they're finishing Excel, because we already teach them how to apply, how to do this, they're getting jobs, they're getting called for interviews in the middle of their program. I think I spoke with someone last week for a job interview preparation, and he said he's the July cohort. Literally, July that just started last week. He's the July cohort. We had interview preparation last week. I think Wednesday, because they had the interview on Wednesday. Right. So we have 3 months best in class premium training, as well as 1 month virtual internship. Right. And now the classes are on Saturday. You have live classes on Saturday. So before, we used to have live classes on Saturday and Sunday, but we said you are going to work Monday to Friday, stressing yourself. We don't want to not keep you Saturday and Sunday again. So what we said is we're going to have 3 hours live class on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And on Sunday, we provide you with self-paced watch me do it videos. You can watch these videos at any time across Sunday. You can even watch part of it on Monday, part of it on Tuesday, part of it on Wednesday, part of it on Thursday, part of it on Friday, whatever time you want, right? However, you must watch those videos before class on Saturday. So we don't want to stress you. We want to make sure your journey is sweet, your journey is memorable, and we have designed it that way, right? Now, this is just a snippet of the classroom system that we have. So this is from, I think, one of the financial and earlier financial analytics courses. You can see every single thing is there. You have the recording, you have how to videos, we have the watch me do it videos, CV review session, we have Power BI, securing international job, Microsoft Excel, the data sets, the recording. And the beautiful thing about this is that these recordings are for life. You have a lifetime access to these recordings. Lifetime access to these recordings. So even if you want to refer to it later on, you have access to them. Right now, just more information about the growth internship. So we said 3 months live classes and 1 month growth internship. Now, why are we having the 1 month growth internship? What is the 1 month growth internship about? Like we said, it's not just about training. We want you to hone your skills. We want you to come out as the best, right? And you can't come out as the best if you just learn and go. So we have provided a growth internship. Now, all these value-added services are totally included in our training program. We don't charge separately for it. So I'm not going to say, when it's time for growth internship, come and pay. No, there's nothing like that. So we provide a 1 month growth internship. When you have completed your program, you've submitted your capstone project, done your capstone presentation, collected your certificate, you then indicate interest for the growth internship. Now, the growth internship is a 1 month program whereby you practice what you have learned. You work on real life case studies, build financial models, do financial analysis, financial valuations, business valuations. It's more intense than the program because you have learned and you're working on real life case studies. So you have project reviews with me. Now, I lead the financial analytics program, right? So throughout the program, I'm not the only facilitator for analytics. We have so many facilitators. I mentioned it. We have people that have worked in different places across the globe, right? So we have different facilitators. However, during the growth internship, you will be interacting directly with me, right? You would interact directly with me. I will be taking you throughout the growth internship, right? I would be a dedicated coach. So you have 4 weeks growth internship where each week you work on a real life case study, which will help you hone your skills. Okay, now, so the question people have been asking, when is our next quarter? Our next quarter is next week Saturday, start next week Saturday, 5th of August, 2023, right? And how much is our program? Now, for all this value that we've said, the training program, the experience facilitators, especially these recruitment hack sessions, right? The growth internship, everything. The cost of this program is actually £400, but we have our early bird discounts. Now, this early bird discount helps to reduce the price from £400 to £300, right? From £400, which is 320,000 naira, right, to £300, which is 270,000 naira. Now, we understand that people might not have the money to make this payment at once. So we have given the option of two installments. So you need to pay the first installment, which is 180,000, right? 180,000 before the class starts, right? And you pay the next after 1 month into the program. So that's by the end of the next month, and by the next month, right? So 180,000 right now, and 90,000 later on. So we have the bank details. I think Priscilla, the link you uploaded is wrong. You uploaded the balance payment receipt. Please upload the right receipt. Delete that. Please delete that. They upload it in balance payments rather than the right link. Okay, so this is the bank statement. This is the bank account. This is the bank account. You can also pay through PayStack. So we have transfer. We accept transfer for Naira and pounds, but you can pay through PayStack. For those of us in Kenya, in Cotonou, in Ghana, wherever you are, you can pay through PayStack. We also have PayPal payments. For those of us in the UK, in Canada, wherever we are, we can make payment through PayPal. Right now, this is the link, Priscilla. This is the link. Sorry. So this is the link you're supposed to upload your payments to. So when you make payments, now if you make payments and you don't tell us, we don't know. I won't send you welcome kits, we won't send you anything. Right. So when you make payments, you need to fill this form and enroll. So when you enroll, we would confirm your payment and send you welcome kits. Now, welcome kit will give you access to all the data sets you're going to use in your class. It'll give you a link to the WhatsApp group chat, it'll give you a link to the Google Classroom, it will give you a link to how to download videos. So you're going to have guiding videos on how to download Excel, how to download Power BI, how to download SQL, every single thing you need, right? So now we have testimonials, we have participants who are currently with us and want to give their feedback and testimonials. We have Hafsat Itanola and Daniel Edegbai. Hafsat, are you with us? Let me allow you to unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay, Hafsat and Daniel, are you with us?
Hi, I am here.
Okay, fantastic. Hi, Hafsat. Can you please turn on your video so I can
I'm trying to.
Okay, sorry. I think I stopped.
Yes.
Give me a second. Priscilla, please help me allow. Priscilla, help me make Hafsat co-host so that she can turn on a video. Okay, fantastic. Hi, Hafsat.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Like I did, I learned something else again today. There's always something to learn. That's what I love about it.
Yes,
but I want to first start by lamenting. Yes, I am, because you guys are going to be getting more benefits, more value at the same cost. That's unfair to us. That's unfair. I was waiting forward to see the price, and it's the same thing. It is unfair.
For SQL, right? We added SQL for them.
You guys will learn SQL.
No, they are the first set. They learned the first class.
I think this is the time I'm supposed to join. And then you guys are going to learn how to use ChatGPT again to optimize whatever it is that you like. That's added advantage, to be honest. We didn't get that. Ours was for 3 months, and now you're going to be getting for 4 months. 4 months interacting with Nene. That's a lot. You're going to enjoy it. And then it has been interesting for me. Today I was practically trying to work on my capstone project. I can't believe I was the one sitting down and thinking of my assumptions, how I'm going to go about it. It is interesting. But then first of all, while she was doing the dashboard, I'm sure a lot of people were enjoying it, but probably got tired or distracted. You feel like you can do it. See, you have to practice it first. And that's one of the things you're going to get to do. For instance, I created about 4 dashboard, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 4 dashboard, Power BI dashboard. After each session, there's something you're going to work on. So it's not like you're just watching it and you won't practice. You're going to watch it. You're going to practice it. You're going to screenshot your dashboard and upload it on our class on Slack platform. So they need to see that you're doing it. So it's not just about learning it. You're going to put it to practice. You're going to upload it. You want to be sure that, yes, you're learning it. And I learned a lot. The honest truth is I've joined about 2 to 3 Power BI classes. And I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I got everything, but I did not. It was, I learned the ETL, the proper ETL. And then modeling, the way they make it feel before is like it is very, very hard, it's difficult, but then they break it down for you in bits and you understand it. So I got to understand the ETL process better. I got to understand how to model my data, because at times when you upload it and just load it onto Power BI, there might be some relationships that the Power BI is not going to see in your data. So you have to go through it and then model it back so that the information is going to be accurate. It was something that I learned here and it was very interesting. So I don't know, should I share my screen?
Yes, let me stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, I need you to enable me to share my screen.
Yeah, okay, you should be able to share now.
Okay, so this was the first work I did. This was Excel. So we started with Excel, just like she mentioned. You're going to be starting after the problem solving class. You're going to go into Excel. Yes, most of us use Excel every day, but we feel like we have everything figured. We did not. But then, the basics actually. It's just like an extension to your knowledge. There are some function you get to understand. For instance, how to clean up data. You use formulas like clean, trim, and it was interesting. Those are not formulas that I use on a daily basis. So using those formulas made it interesting, like seeing the magic just happen in your face, like, oh, so I can do this, so I can do that. It's not every time you have to run to YouTube to check out. So I learned new formulas and I love that. And then something again I got to learn are like some principles to adopt when creating your dashboard, especially in Excel. Usually, if I'm creating charts on Excel, it's just I get my data straight to the point, I'm doing it. But there was one thing I learned, and that is what you're currently looking at, ensuring that the data set is in a table. So if it's in a table before you start creating the chart, it makes it easy for you to add data and it's going to flow directly into the dashboard that you created on Excel. So that was like one of the hack I got to learn. So this is like a table here. This is not the first. So this was the raw sheet. So this is a data for a business, their sales performance according to different locations. So it was this raw data that we made meaning out of, we presented, we were able to analyze, and seeing this raw data now, you cannot tell what is happening here. Just seeing, okay, electronics, laptop, revenue, it's just a lot of information. So it's this information that I first transformed into this table here that looks nicer to the eyes. And then we worked on creating our dashboard. But there's a lot of process that before we got to creating the dashboard. This is the dashboard. So this was my first Excel dashboard. I've not really created dashboard on Excel before, just pieces of charts that I'll later transform to Power BI to Power BI, no, not Power BI, PowerPoint slide, yeah. So just single charts that I'll prepare before and transfer to PowerPoint. But this time around, I constructed it on Excel. Like, this is a dashboard. This is the first one I created, and I still like it. I like it. I've created more, but then I love this one. So before we got to the dashboard, we went through a lot of process, transformed the data, created several pivot tables. I'm sure there are people on this call that don't know. Pivot table, it took a while for we to get to the stage of understanding pivot table. If you're not using it at your workplace, to be hard for you to, it's one formula. In fact, most interview you go, you don't test your knowledge on Excel. Can you create pivot chart? Can you create pivot table? That's what they want to know. So that's one thing we did here. We renamed the tables. Like there's a way it goes, it flows, that it makes it easy for your data to not get congested, for you to understand the process. And why I love is the fact that you learn most of this video through the Watch Me Do It videos. So you can learn it at your pace. You can go back to it. Even I too will be going back to some of my videos to go, and while I'm working on my capstone project, I'm going back to the videos to refer to it and to familiarize myself better with it. So you can go back to it to learn the process. So it was this same data here that became this chart, this pivot table, before I now eventually transferred it into the dashboard. And the good thing about the dashboard is similar to the Power BI platform that she showed you. This dashboard can be interactive. We made it interactive by introducing slicers to it. It's what we call slicers and timelines. So this is my own slicer here showing at the top. So embedding the slicer into the dashboard makes it interactive. So if I want to see the performance for any all I need to do is tap on it and it changes. If I go to Lagos too, the figure is changing. I don't know if it's changing at your end, but it's changing at my side here. So Enugu before, the total quantity was 61. But now that I go to Lagos, I want to see the performance for Lagos. The total quantity is 106. It is interactive because of the slicer on my dashboard. Even the charts at the bottom, they are all. So it's a way for you to make meaning out of raw data. This way I can interact more with the information. I know, okay, I know the top product. I know the top revenue by location. I can tell from my dashboard that Abuja is contributing more to this business, over 891,000, followed by Lagos and then Enugu. So when you have a large chunk of data, using Excel, using Power BI, you can compress it, you can visualize it, you can make meanings out of this. So after learning Excel, we had our Power BI classes. You guys, you had a whole 1 hour, about 2 hour master class. You learned a lot in that class, to be honest. And that's part of the reason I got attracted to Analyst. I've been on about maybe 5 or more online classes that I did not pay for, and I learned something. In fact, that was, Analytics was what piqued my interest in financial modeling. That was the first time I saw, I think it was Nene that took the class that day, either Nene or Adi. Somebody, one of you guys took the class, and then I saw you creating the model. And since then, I said I was going to learn. That was like 2 years ago. So it is now I ended up doing. But to be honest, I enjoyed the class. The class is packed. There were a lot of mentoring sessions. I still have a link on my classroom where I can go and just register for an interview session when I'm ready to. That's the good thing. So it is there. Every single thing she mentioned, I have benefited from most of those things, and you get to benefit. Before you're getting more, you're going to learn SQL. You're going to learn a lot. So everything she said, yes, I got first-hand experience of it. Right now, I'm preparing for working on my capstone project, and after which.
Do you want to show us your class model, your class financial model?
Okay, let me open that.
You have to close. Were you showing us the Power BI?
No, I didn't show the Power BI.
Okay, you have to unshare and reshare.
Okay. So a minute, please. Yep. All right, let me reshare my screen. Sorry, a minute. Let me show.
No problem at all. Priscilla, please let me check that Daniel is around.
So yeah, this is
zoom it in a bit.
So this is my dashboard. This is my dashboard. My first.
Do you want to zoom it in? We can't really see it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
So this is a 5-year financial model that was prepared by me. I followed step by step to create my own. And I'm currently working on my own for my capstone project. That's another one that I am working on individually. So this one was the one we did in class, Safe Foods Coins for a shoemaking business. And you can see all of the slides. We worked there, something in everything. We started from the assumptions where we made our model assumptions. We have general assumptions such as like days in the week, weeks in a month, months in a year. Those are numbers that we all know because those are what we form part of our, maybe we are projecting our total revenue. We know that, okay, we're going to sell maybe 10 units every day, 5 times a week, 4 times 12 times a year and stuff like that. So these are general assumptions. After that, we also came up with our revenue assumption. We want to know the number of boots this company is going to be making, number of sneakers, number of sandals. We have to do some research to determine price and all of that. Because for instance, now if you're bringing boots, you can't see boots that is less than 5,000 naira in Nigerian market and all of that. So they are practical figure, realistic figure. So we came up with several assumptions that we now transferred into our working sheet. So it's our working sheet, we started making meanings from those assumptions. So those assumptions are what made up the total revenue that you're seeing here. You can see everything is linked. When I click on it, you see it is linked to something. You see assumptions. They're all referring to the assumption sheet. So from our assumptions, workings, we did our capital expenditure for fixed assets. So we had to calculate depreciation and the like. It looks voluminous, it looks difficult, it does, but to be honest, it is not as difficult as it seems. I've joined 1 or 2 financial modeling class, like master classes like that. It is scary at times. You see, it felt like you had to use so many big Excel formulas. At the end of the day, it was still the regular formulas, just a little bit of technical. It's not as scary as I thought it was. Because right now I'm the one also trying to model my own for my project, and it's not as difficult as it looks. And the good thing about this project is it has scenarios. So we are making projection for a company, 5 years financial projection. We are assuming, okay, other thing being equal, like they say in economics, other thing being equal, we expect the company's performance to be this way. But then we know the way markets can be. It could go up, it could go down, it could fluctuate. And because of that, we embedded scenario into the model that we are creating. So that, okay, if things don't go as planned, what could be the worst case scenario? So we have a worst case. If I click on it, it changes. Let me go to the financial statement so that I can see it practically. So now, this is the financial statement. This is my statement of comprehensive income. Once I go to the scenario box here, I can click on the best case. The figures changed immediately. So if market performs better than I am expecting, these are the figures I am expecting from the business. But if the market should also perform below my expectation, we have the worst case scenario. This is what is going to happen. You can see the figures changing. So that's the thing about the model again, it's also dynamic. You have to create a lot of things. See the financial statement. This is where we did the valuation, the discounted cash flow model that she mentioned during the slides that she showed you on the slide. So this is it here. So we actually did this, but this is like the things we did towards the end. So we had to first do the financial statement before we can now go to value the business. And the enterprise value is what you're saying right now. And then after that, before we migrated to the end, and this is the dashboard. We also created, we did some analysis here, so financial analysis. We calculated some ratios to see the companies. You can see here the net profit margin. In the first 2 years, it's negative, but then gradually it went back up from year 3, year 4, year 5. So you can see the gross profit margin. You can see the return on asset, return on equity. So it's this figures here in the analysis that was transferred to the dashboard, because not everybody, not all the stakeholders would like to see those numbers. When I see graphic, I can easily see, for instance, now the overall performance, I can see the one shooting up the most. I know, okay, this is revenue. 2028 revenue is significant. So you have to transfer it into a dashboard so that people can easily grasp the financials, the numbers. They can see meaning to the numbers. And it's easier for you to explain the company's performance through the visualization. So it's at the end you do this. And then after that, there are also like finishing touches you do to your model. For instance, now this is a guide. If I click on this financial statement, it is linked, it takes me straight to the financial statement sheet. So these are guide. This is a guide that you embed at the end so that it is easy for people to navigate through your model. And then this is a very nice cover page that I have here. Like it looks nice. Say fruits where nature meets comfort. Oh, nice. So it's not as difficult as it seems. It's something you can learn. It's something I learned. It's something other people have learned. And that's one thing that actually keeps me going. Anybody can do it. I can also do it. So if I can do it, you can as well learn it and practicalize it. I'm practicalizing it. So you can actually come and watch me do my presentation for my capstone project. I'm sure you see the link and stuff. So you can come and say, this is something I joined the program 2 months ago. Yes, roughly 2 months. So it's the 3rd month we're entering. We're going to have the growth internship and work on practical other case studies and the like to learn more from Nene. I'm looking forward to that. So I don't know what
fantastic. Well done. I'm
you're
really,
getting
really proud of you.
value for the same cost. I paid that amount, so that's why I'm telling you that yes, I did not learn SPL. You're going to be learning SPL. That
In fact, I'm just learning that people are July cohort. They are really fighting right now.
Yes,
July cohort. What
yes,
are you doing
I am
here?
at the forefront of the fight.
What are you doing on this master class?
Also
You know about this? I mean, I'm getting information that they are fighting. That why don't they have
we
a
still fight? We need it too. We need it too.
I'll discuss with the team and see what we can do for you. We might not have classes, but I'll see how we can.
Right. So you see, this is the thing. They're also flexible. We did an Upwork class yesterday. It wasn't something that I think was even scheduled for. But then, like, oh, we should have a class on Upwork. And before you know, they scheduled the class for it. We had an Upwork session yesterday or 2 days ago. Yes, so they're quite flexible. You can convince them to come.
So I'll work on something and I'll let you guys. What the July cohort currently, and I hate me also. I don't know if you are fighting, right? So don't worry.
Now we want more benefits, please. It's either we are getting the same benefits or they should pay more for it. Maybe
they should pay more.
Yes.
No problem.
So please pay before the rate changes our mind and removes the discount. So somebody has to win. Either we are winning or you get. I think at this point I have to stop sharing so Daniel can.
Daniel, please go ahead. I think Obey. I think that's Valentine. Valentine wants to say something. So after Daniel, Valentine, you go ahead. Daniel, please go ahead, please.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, Nene. Apologies if you allow me just present without my video. If you do not mind, please.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much. Wherever you're listening or hearing me from, Dubai, UK, US. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Edegbai. Maybe 1 or 2 persons must have watched in my previous life. You must have seen 1 or 2 videos about me when I went to present something to raise money, and some things happened. Eventually on TV, they awarded the cash, but along the line, the cash did not come. It was, I think it was it 70 or 60 million or whatever it is. So anyway, a lot of things have happened and you just had to take back your pieces and move on. And so having done a bit of Excel training in the past and all that, I felt that, okay, this would be a very good place to start. So that's that. I'll just share my screen, please. This is just a bit of, sorry, hold on. Okay. Okay, so please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, so I mean, when I joined the cohort, I've been seeing a lot of things about dashboarding, and it was like, this thing is tough, and all that. And then somehow, I think it was this year, I stumbled into, I don't know what I was doing, was it on LinkedIn or something? And then I saw Analytics, and I was like, okay, let's go for the cohort, for the master class, and let's see what's going to happen. So I joined that master class, I think April or May or March, I can't recall. And I heard people say that they created a dashboard in 3 weeks. I was like, Jesus, how is that possible? You know, so that was the biggest challenge that I got from that master class. And I decided to give it a try. And lo and behold, this was done within 3 weeks of the training. So this essentially is someone, let me say an unknown person, quote and unquote, his expense, as it were, analysis of his expense for Q4 of 2023. Pardon me, I know we are not yet in Q4, but I mean, just for the sake of it. So Q4 2023. So how did we arrive at this? There was a data sheet, a raw data sheet. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I'm trying to, I don't know, my screen is hanging. So there was a raw data sheet. And then from that raw data sheets, just like Hafsat said, you have to first convert that data to table. You highlight the data, you do Control T, so that whatever additional data you add is going to reflect in all the pivots you have created, and of course on the dashboard in itself. I don't know why my screen is hanging, but let me see. Okay. All right, so this is the raw data for the dashboard. So we first converted to table. It's very, very important that you are able to do this and you don't forget this. If this is the only thing you will get in this masterclass, so you must first convert to table. And then you begin to create the pivot table. So this is expense by month, first of all. And from the pivot table, you insert your charts, bar chart, pie chart, whatever chart it is. So you insert for each of the KPIs that you want to present on your dashboard. So expense by month, October, November, December. Expense by category. There were various categories, just like you saw on the table. So various categories, you have food, drink, personal development, and all that. So expense by category. And of course, in terms of the values, and then count of expense. So how many of each of these expenses were carried out within this specific period, maybe within October, within November, or within the quarter. Then in terms of expense versus income, all right, so we're also able to create a pivot table for that. And then, of course, that now took us to creating the dashboard. So if you see, you have all those charts, as it were, we're able to bring them into, this is just like, I mean, nobody will be going, what's the word now, sheet by sheet to see what you've done. So you're just able to present it at a glance. Everybody sees the analysis of what you have done. So you have expense by month, you have expense by category, you have a count of expense, income versus income, the payment method, and then the category. So I have my slicers. So with this slicer, I'm able to link each of the charts. Okay, so for instance, if I click on October as an example, it will give me just the various categories, all the transactions that happen by category in October. So for instance, expense by month in October, the entire expense was 258,000, right? And then by category, so you have clothing, you have flexing, you have food and drinks, you have housing, and so on and so forth. Then income versus expense, I received 400,000, and then I expended a total of 258. And of course, what you have in the middle shows you what is the net savings, if I'll use that word. So again, I can click on November, same thing, December, same thing. Then of course, I can go back and it gives me everything for the period. The same thing for the categories and of course the payment method. So if I click for each of the expenses, maybe I click for cash as an example, you will see what was expended as cash. You will see what was also expended as credit card. So I think this is a summary of this dashboard. Nene, I hope I was able to do justice to this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Daniel, please confirm what cohort are you?
July.
Yeah.
Sorry, June, okay. Not July, June.
We don't have a June cohort, so yeah, that means
okay. So it's July then. July.
Yeah, we don't have a June cohort. We took a break in June. So you guys, can you see this? Literally, Daniel is July cohort. Literally 3 weeks or 3 weeks in, or yeah, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks in. So fantastic work, Daniel. Well done, well done, well done. And I think Valentine wants to say something. Valentine, please raise up your hand so you can unmute yourself.
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yes, yes. I'm in July cohort. You know, I just started. Okay, and so far it's been great. As in, permit me to use this word. It's been sweet, very sweet. I'm really enjoying this whole thing. I mean, the first time I came across your master class in June or so, I can't remember, but I was like, if I can learn this thing under one day, then what if I now join the class? What will happen? And I mean, I joined. I didn't even think about it. I just did, and I joined. And trust me, I'm not regretting. I'm so loving it. You know, it's so. In fact, I preach to everybody I meet. I think I have like 1 or 2 people in class now that I sent the link to join. You know, so I mean it's nice. But then there's something I want to plead, please. This SQL, I don't know. I mean, if you help me, if you help us,
so don't worry. We just added it to the new cohort. So I'm going to talk. Right. I'm going to talk with the management, all right, to see what we can do. So we might not have classes on it. Don't worry. Priscilla will communicate to you within the next 1-2 weeks.
Okay, I will appreciate it.
Yeah. So don't worry. Right. We got you.
I believe you.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let me just quickly finish up while we so we can end. Right. So I also have a few people on my list. We have Solomon Ilodigwe, who transitioned from engineering to finance. He literally didn't have any finance experience. He just knew that he was interested in finance. He joined our program and he got a job as a financial analyst. And on his first day, he was still expecting some onboarding. The first day they gave him financial model. Yeah, please go and do this, go and do this, go and do that. And he did it. He delivered. Right? I was not expecting that. Oh, I was like, first day, like, you didn't even reach out. I was like, oh no, that he's training this or that. I think people that were in I think we had an alumni sharing session last month, and people that were there would have seen it. I think the video is also on YouTube, so you can check it out. Right? So yeah, so that's Solomon. We also have Victor Bolajoko, who completed his program, and after his program, I think completed his program while he was doing his NYSC, and after his program got a job as a financial analyst. We have Bumi. What I like about Bumi's story, that Bumi's story is sweet. let me put it like this. So Bumi got a job within the first 3 weeks of her program while she was still doing Excel. She got a job as a market data analyst, which is literally data analyst, right? Then after her program, we had the conversation, I think during the growth internship. And she said immediately after her program, she got jobs on Upwork. So as she was doing this one, she got jobs on Upwork doing budget, financial models, little things. So that's what we're talking about. Like, even though you are working or you want to do whatever, you can still get jobs as you can just get projects, any your dollars, any your foreign currency. Right. We also have Afolabi who completed his program and got a job as a financial analyst at Kobo. And I would say these are like the most recent people. I just updated with recent people, right? These are the most recent people that have told us. Now people will get promotions, people will get new jobs, people will get new things, and they never tell us. As far as you've gotten your career advancements, we are good with that, right? We are good with that. So just a brief overview of myself again. I'm the lead facilitator for financial analytics. So throughout your program, I might not facilitate your core program, financial analytics program. However, you will see me. I did watch me doing videos. You see me throughout your growth internship. I am with you throughout all the way, right? Just like Hafsat said, I think Jenna was the person who facilitated their class. But you see my videos. I have drop-in sessions with you once you start the financial program and that. So we have regular interaction so that whatever questions you have, whatever thing you have that you need to be sorted is sorted. We don't let things linger on into analytics. As they arise, will be sorted. All right. We have also other facilitators, Adeza and Ifemena. You see their videos throughout the program. Then just some dashboards. We have different dashboards that I've done throughout our program. Plenty dashboards, right? Yeah, so just some of them. So you're going to have all of this, right? You're going to have access to all of these materials. We're going to send the Power BI. We're going to send the slides, and we're going to send the recording. I think Daniel's hand was up for a second. Daniel, your hand was up. Was it a mistake?
Oh yeah. Okay. So So I'm just going to say that Solomon, that's Ebuka, we are colleagues. And I see his job very fantastic. I was the one that gave him the first model to create. And,
are you serious? Are you serious?
He did very fantastically well.
He was from chemical petroleum engineering. He doesn't have any.
Engineering. Yeah.
He joined our program and transitioned. Oh, that's very, very nice to hear. Oh, can you see? So you can see I'm not lying. Right, so fantastic. So please, when you make payments, make sure you register. If you don't register, we won't know. We won't know. So make sure you register by clicking the link here and registering. Thank you very much. Do we have any question? I know I think I plan to end in the next few minutes. Does anybody have any question? Apart from those who are asking for a skill, don't worry, I'll sort out your skill. All right, do we have anybody asking any question? Ibrahim, go ahead, your hand is raised. Ibrahim, go ahead, your hand is raised. Okay, I think you won't be able to unmute yourself. Give me a second. Yeah, you should be able to unmute yourself, Ibrahim. Ibrahim Ajibola, your hand is raised. Ibrahim, is that a mistake? Are you mistakenly raising up your hand?
Hello, I'm not mistakenly raising. Hi, how are you doing?
Okay. Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Okay, so sorry, I was a bit busy, but I kind of joined in roughly. You understand? But most of the time I'm always here in the financial analytics. Do you understand? So I've but I want to do the business analyst. So I'm wondering what's the difference, because for the most of it, you're always doing the demo on the financial analytics. What's the difference? Really?
The curriculum is completely different. I think we had the business analysis masterclass. I don't know when we had what we try to do is to open all the master classes so that you can attend as many as possible and choose the program that you want. Give me a second. I want to see when the business analysis is. So we have business analysis masterclass tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
Yes. Just give me a second. Let me confirm. But I think it's Canada time, so it's like 12 midnight. So if you can join that, so you can indicate interest for that. So just to explain for those of us who are interested, who want to understand the difference, the financial analytics curriculum and the data and the business analytics curriculum are completely different. One is looking at planning, resource planning, using tools like Jira, requirements elicitation, fundamental. There are some business analysis technical things. So it's completely different. It's literally looking at about planning projects, so project manager, things like that. Help is totally in the curriculum. They're not going to do things like financial modeling, financial analysis, valuation. Nada. Also, our data analytics curriculum is more comprehensive in financial analytics. It's a crash course in business analysis. So it's like 1 day Excel, 1 day SQL, 1 day Power BI. So one day. Meanwhile, you have like, I think 2 days. You don't have problem solving in business analysis as in financial analytics. You have 2 classes or 3 classes. I can't remember that exactly. You see it in the welcome kit for Power BI, for Excel, for SQL, detailed, and you don't have financial modeling while financial analytics has financial modeling. Is that fine, Ibrahim?
Okay. That's about fine, really.
Yeah. So also click on this arrow. Click on this link when we send.
I'm trying to click the link, but it's not clicking.
So copy it and paste it in a different browser. So when you click on it, if you scroll down, you see the brochures. So you can click on analytics on the financial analytics brochure, and you can click on the business analysis brochure and be sure of exactly what you want. So we encourage everyone that, as much as I'm saying, oh, register for the financial analytics, you need to be ready to put in the work, because we would give you more than what we ask, what you pay for. So analytics will give you value for, like, we will hit you with value. I think that's one thing that everyone who has spoken, we will confess. We will hit you with value. Every single thing I have said today, we will give it to you even more. Right? Every single thing. We don't mix our words. What we say we do is what we do. So you need to be ready to put in your efforts, because it's just, your program is 4 months in total. Previous programs are 3 months. So for the previous program, just 3 months and you are done. So we're going to put in our effort. So you need to know that you need to be sure of what you want so that you can be ready to brace yourself and put in the effort for it. So please attend the masterclass for business analysis tomorrow.
Okay. Then one more question again, please. The softwares like the Power BIs and the rest, are you going to be the one providing them, or the individual?
We'll send you a link. So I think if you see here, I don't know if you can still see my screen. Can I see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay, so how to download Excel, how to download Power BI. Then also in your welcome kit, you have how to download Excel, how to download Power BI. That's guiding videos, and as well as the data set that you're going to use across your class. So you can start looking at it. Then even though it's in your welcome kit, we'll still send it again to your class. Can you see download data set and slides?
Right. Then the initial link, I really can't copy it. It's just I'm using a phone. I don't know if that's the.
You're going to send it on WhatsApp. You're on the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes, I'm on the WhatsApp group. I don't know for this night. The other one that I've been shut down. I've once joined. Okay, I joined with someone else's link, so I'm not sure I'm on the WhatsApp. But if those numbers are okay to join, I'll just
paste the WhatsApp group here quickly. Can you quickly paste the WhatsApp group so that people who are not in the WhatsApp group can join? Florence, you say you're interested in business analysis class. How do you want to get? So how do you want to? So click on the 10 analytics. Go to our Instagram. Okay, do like this. I'm trying to find the easiest way for you.
Okay.
If you want to click these 2 numbers here at analytics WhatsApp numbers. Our UK WhatsApp number.
I'll screen grab it.
Fantastic. Our UK WhatsApp number and our Nigerian WhatsApp number. Message these 2 numbers right now and tell them that you're interested in business analysis masterclass, which is happening tomorrow.
Okay. I'll do that right away. Aside from the 5th, because I think a friend of mine already engaged you guys already. So he said you're doing one on August 5th. I'm not saying that as visible for me. When other time is
we have it every month. So we should have
every
September.
Month.
Let me check September's date. First Saturday of September, basically. So September 2nd.
All right. Thank you very much. I think that's that should
You're welcome.
suffice. All
You're
right.
welcome. You're welcome. Any other question? So if you're interested in any of the master classes, I think we had I think tomorrow's master class is like a general master class that talks about all
Alright.
the programs, right? Because I think the specific master classes, I think financial analytics is the last, or there's one tomorrow. Like I think data engineering is the last. So I think tomorrow's master class for business analysis is like a combined one that will talk about data analytics, data science, business analysis. I think, yeah, so you can join it. You'll use all the questions you want on business analysis will be answered there. Yeah, any other question?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? Are we all good? Are we all good? So I expect to see us in class on Saturday. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Priscilla, I have not dropped the link for the WhatsApp group chat. Priscilla, can you drop the link? Is it possible to drop the link? Let me see if I have the link.
I'm on it, Nene.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Priscilla is going to drop the link. I think once she drops the link, I'll just give like a minute and we can end the meeting. All right. So yeah, so if you have any question, please feel free to ask on the WhatsApp group chat. You can also ask, I think the WhatsApp group chats are limited to admin. So you can send a message to any of the admins. You can also send us messages on our WhatsApp numbers, on our Analytics WhatsApp numbers. Right, so these are Analytics numbers. We have Analytics dedicated people to respond to your questions. What else? Yeah. So any other question? Priscilla, how far? I'm just waiting for you to drop the link. And we are done for today. So if you are waiting if you want the WhatsApp link, you can wait. But I think apart from that, we are done for today. Thank you very much. I think, yeah, I'm just going to wait for the WhatsApp group chat to be sent.